लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, स्वागत है आप सबका एक बार फिर से स्काई स्पोर्ट्स गेमिंग सीरीज 6 में। मैं हूं स्पीडो, मेरे साथ जुड़ रहे हैं आज भी एक बहुत ही खास मेहमान। दैट इज गोइंग टू बी पांडा बीएस। पांडा, बहुत समय से हमको लोग रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं कि आपको लेके आइए कास्टिंग के लिए, एंड फाइनली यू आर हियर। हाउ आर यू फीलिंग?
Well, thank you for inviting me. I'm feeling really good, and I definitely want to be casting alongside you. So thank you so much for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for coming here, Panda. I mean, it's a pleasure for me to have you here because मेरे ख्याल से I think you have the knowledge that is needed as a caster to be here on this seat.
Thank you so much. But I don't think so. I think you guys are really good at casting yourselves. So many different games, so many things that Sky Sports puts on. You guys are definitely the pros.
Well, thank you so much, Panda. I think we have complimented each other enough. Now let's focus on the game. So, आपने ग्रुप ए ग्रुप बी तो देखा होगा, कमाल के मैचेस हमें देखने को मिले। एक छोटा सा फॉर्मेट है, आपको ज्यादा मैचेस खेलने को नहीं मिलते, जितना आपको मिलता है आई थिंक उसी में आपको अपने आप को प्रूव करना है। व्हाट डू यू थिंक अबाउट दैट, पांडा?
I think it makes it more competitive because of the fact that you have a lesser number of games to play, so you have to make sure that you make an impact. You need to be dominant, and you need to make the right comps. So it definitely puts a lot of pressure on the people, but that's where competitive comes into the fray. You have to be good at the game, so it's very good. I like this new format, especially the new round robin format. It gives everybody an equal chance, and I think that's a really good change that Sky Sports has made.
वेल, आई होप कि बाकी जैसे हम टूर्नामेंट करते हैं, जैसे प्लेयर्स होते हैं वो भी सीखते हैं, वो भी ग्राइंड करते हैं। आई थिंक स्काई स्पोर्ट्स इज ऑल्सो ग्राइंडिंग, दे आर ऑल्सो लर्निंग, एंड इट विल गेट बेटर एंड बेटर फ्रॉम नाउ ऑन, पांडा।
For sure. I mean, I've seen Sky Sports coming into the scene, and now they're a leader in the scene for sure because they've changed the formats. They've got a really good production team going on, amazing casters, and I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be the way in India for esports, especially in Brawl Stars.
स्पेशली इन ब्रॉल स्टार्स। पांडा, थैंक यू सो मच अगेन फॉर ज्वाइनिंग। मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूंगा, ग्रुप ए आपने देखा, ग्रुप बी आपने देखा। ग्रुप ए से फैंटम्स ने एक भी मैप नहीं हारा, एंड व्हाट आर योर थॉट्स ऑन दैट?
Well, like we've seen Phantoms, and we know that there are some really good players, especially Hero from Phantom. So it wasn't really a big surprise. Uh, they are really dominant. They know the brawlers that they want to play on the maps, and they can force the opponents to play into their tactics. So, them running away with a 3-0 victory wasn't really surprising, but really good job and kudos to them.
well, चलते हैं फटाफट से प्राइस पूल की बात करें। जैसा कि मैं कह रहा था पांडा, वी आर गेटिंग बेटर एंड बेटर बाय ईच सीजन, एंड इस सीजन का जो प्राइस पूल है वो है 2 लाख रुपए का। विनर्स अगर आप बनते हैं, अगर आप चैंपियन बनते हैं, आपको मिलेंगे 1 लाख रुपए। रनर्स आपको मिलने वाले हैं 50,000। थर्ड प्लेस पे अगर आपकी टीम आती है तो आपको मिलेंगे 30,000। फोर्थ प्लेस पे अगर आपकी टीम आती है तो आप लेके जाएंगे 20,000 रुपीज। सो पांडा, आप बहुत समय से देख रहे हैं स्काई के टूर्नामेंट्स, इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, एंड व्हाट डू यू थिंक अबाउट दिस प्राइस पूल जो इस सीजन के लिए लाया गया है?
It's an insane prize pool. When I started in the competitive scene, we had prize pools of $5,000, and everybody was really excited about this. So this is completely insane. 2 lakh rupees. I mean, I'm sure every single person in India is going to be participating and definitely wants to win that. Like, it's really showing the people that there is interest in the Brawl Stars competitive scene in India and that people need to get into the scene. So this is really good, and I really like the incentive that Sky Sports has brought into the field here.
To be honest, I think prize pool is really necessary. A good prize pool is necessary, but at the same time, I don't think money is everything. I think अगर आप champion बनते हैं, that title is everything. That feeling, यार आप grind कर रहे हैं, and you made it happen. You become the champion. I think that feeling is everything. But moving on, group A, जैसा कि हमने बात करी, Phantoms 3-0 की शानदार जीत उनके पास आई। But Salty Gang के बारे में आपका क्या ख्याल है, पांडा? They played well as well.
Yes, they also played pretty well. I don't think I mean that one loss was a bit unfortunate for them, but you got to pick it up. I mean, they've got to the next stage. They've got past the group stages, so they just got to figure out what they did wrong, pick up the pieces, and go from there. Still a really good effort from them.
वेल, क्या आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे जो बाकी टीम्स हैं जो नहीं पहुंच पाई, जैसे कि स्पॉइल्स और फोर एलिट प्लेयर्स हैं, इन्होंने भी काफ़ी अच्छा कोशिश की। आई थिंक जो भी यंग टीम्स है, मैं ओवरऑल सबके बारे में कुछ जानना चाहता हूँ आपकी तरफ से, कि आप उनके लिए कुछ मैसेज देना चाहेंगे, पांडा?
Yes. So one of the things that people need to realize is that you've got to the group stage. That means that you have got some recognition now, and that means that you have the ability. So just because you may have crashed out in the group stages with a 0-3 or a 1-2 loss doesn't mean that everything is all for naught. You have the potential, you have the ability, so keep scrimming, keep figuring out what your mistakes are, keep rewatching your plays, and try to make them better. And that's the only way you get better, and that's the best way to get good at competitive. So
एग्जैक्टली ग्रुप बी की यहाँ पे बात की जाए टाइम कीपर ई स्पोर्ट्स आई मीन वी वर एक्सपेक्टिंग कि वो अच्छा खेलेंगे वी वर एक्सपेक्टिंग कि वो आई थिंक शायद ना हारे और वही हुआ 3-0 की जीत उनके नाम पे जाती हुई सेकंड नंबर पे आते हैं ऑडेसिटी वो भी क्वालिफाई कर चुके हैं 2-1 टाइम कीपर्स ही एक टीम थी जिन्होंने उनको हराया था कल
right. Timekeeper Esports has a really insane roster right now. One of the best teams in India for sure. So them getting a 3-0 was definitely expected. I think if they dropped a set, people would be really surprised. And Audacity also played really well. So I think Group B is also a really strong group. But I think we are going to see some insane matches tomorrow as well, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. We are going to see some crazy matches tomorrow, but कल तो कल आएगा आज अभी है और आज मेरे ख्याल से आज बहुत अमेजिंग मैचेस देखने को मिलेंगे ग्रुप सी के जिसमें से आपको खेलते हुए नजर आएंगी काइंड ऑफ वाइल्ड अकत्सुकी रेडिएंट एंड बीएस ब्रोस ग्रुप डी जो कल होने वाला है उसमें आपको खेलते नजर आएंगे हाइजनबर्ग क्विंसी क्रू try hards and no skills. Group C की बात करते हैं पांडा. Straight away, I will, you know these teams really well. You know the players really well. What do you think इन चारों टीमों में से दो टीमें कौन से हो सकती हैं जो आज क्वालिफाई कर सकती हैं?
Well, I don't want to be biased here, so I'm not going to call out specific teams, but I know some of the players and they play really well, both on ladder and in competitive. So there is one player here who has won an ESL and has won multiple Skyesports tournaments. I don't think he needs any introduction. Joker, he's going to be in kind of well, so I think we expect good things from kind of well. Akatsuki has also really strong roster. Radiant and BS Bros have to pull up their socks and really come to town today because they have to play against these insane teams in the first two matchups there. So
Well, I agree with you on that. I think all four teams are good. I think we are going to see some amazing competition today. And मैं जनता से ज़रूर पूछना चाहूँगा कि उनको क्या लगता है कि कौन सी टीम्स यहाँ से क्वालिफाई कर सकती हैं. बट मूविंग ऑन आई थिंक शुरू करने से पहले मैं बस इतना कहना चाहूँगा जितने भी लोग हमारे साथ आज जुड़ रहे हैं be positive in the chat, support everyone, love one but support everyone because all the people who are grinding, everyone who is trying their level best, they need your support. But moving on, पहला जो आज का मुकाबला है that is going to be between Kinda Wild and Akatsuki and जो मोड वो खेलने वाले हैं that is going to be Siege और जो मैप होगा वो होगा बॉट ड्रॉप का.
yes, on bot drop, I think we'd expect to see a lot of long range brawlers. Uh, I have seen healing comps work really well, where people use Poco Pam Byron. We see a lot of tankier comps. Sometimes we see people using Piper Brock as well. So we will see a lot of long range brawlers, but we know that Stu and Ruffs are banned. So we will see a lot of long range brawlers, and we will see a very heal based meta. So I'm pretty excited about this.
well, आपने हील बेस मेटा की बात करी कल पोको हमें काफ़ी ज़्यादा देखने को मिले थे पाम हमें काफ़ी ज़्यादा देखने को मिली थी इस मैप के अंदर एंड आई थिंक आज भी कुछ ऐसा हम एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं बट एक चीज़ है जिसने मेरे को सरप्राइज किया है पांडा एंड दैट इज द इंक्लूजन ऑफ क्रो एंड लियोन इनटू द मेटा आई थिंक.
Yeah, so Crow being in the meta is, I mean, when you first think about it, it's kind of weird because Crow has never been meta,
Yeah.
but Crow is one of the strongest brawlers. So if you do not ban Piper, Crow is going to probably be one of the most lethal opponents that you have to face because of the slowing toxin gadget that he has. When you slow down the other teammate and with other long range brawlers on your team, they're just going to destroy and evaporate the other brawlers. So Crow is definitely one of the mainstays if Piper is banned. So I would expect a Piper to be banned for Crow to be played.
वेल यहाँ पे हमने बिल्कुल यही चीज़ देखने को मिली है क्रो जब भी आए हैं काफ़ी अच्छा खेल के गए हैं और काफ़ी सारी बार तो हमें ऐसा देखने को मिला है कि एक टीम अपोनेंट टीम को आगे आने नहीं दे रही है अब वो अपने एरिया में फंस के रह जाते हैं जब रिस्पॉन होके आते हैं तब उनको खत्म कर दिया जाता है. आई होप कि आज ऐसा ना हो. आई जस्ट वांट टू हैव अ रियली गुड कंपटीशन टुडे एंड लेट्स सी व्हाट अदर ब्रॉलर डू यू थिंक पांडा आज यहाँ पे यूज हो सकते हैं.
Well, I would probably see Pam, Brock. We're gonna see Byron for sure because unless somebody bans Byron, of
Yeah.
course. But These are the major brawlers I expect. I might see the odd Penny. Maybe you might actually see some good Nani plays because Nani is a really good choice as well. If people don't ban Piper, Nani is going to be a good counter to Piper. So
one more brawler I think that can be used here, and that is going to be 8-bit, because उनका भी हमें इस्तेमाल कुछ दिनों में देखने को मिल रहा है काफी ज्यादा.
I think that 8-bit is a good option. It's just that getting the turret out is going to be hard. So you're going to be giving up possession and control at the start just to get the turret. And for Siege, you need to get the first spot. So
Yeah.
it really depends on the comp, but I think that 8-bit isn't really the pick for me. But let's see how it goes.
Well, let's see straight away which picks are going to be there. And straight away यहाँ पे बात की जाए, आपने हील मेटा की बात करी थी, हील मेटा यहाँ पे आता हुआ, and 8-bit is also there. So जीत के साथ यहाँ पे कॉम्बिनेशन में आपको पैम और पोको दिख जाएंगे. काइनावर्ल्ड की तरफ से, अकात्सुकी की तरफ से एक क्रो, एक पोको और एक 8-bit हमें यहाँ पे देखने को मिल रहा है.
Yes, over there, German King got his turret up really fast, so that gives them a lot of control right now. So they're going to push back the bot, and German King gets a kill, so that really dampens the effect of the push that Mr. Abhishek and Rat won. So they decided to go back, and definitely the the 8-bit turret has been coming in clutch right now. Again, he does have an 8-bit turret as well. Amazing pull from Joker, and they get the kill on Gogeta, and right now control is completely with Joker's team.
बिल्कुल यहाँ पे जो भी कंट्रोल आपको देखने को मिल रहा है वो अकात्सुकी के फेवर में है. अभी भी बोल्ट्स की अगर आप संख्या की बात करें, 4 बोल्ट हैं यहाँ पे काइनावर्ल्ड के पास और 3 बोल्ट यहाँ पे जाते हुए अकात्सुकी के पास. एंड आई वुड लाइक टू सी कि अगली जो सेकंड सीज है ये तो आ रही है काइनावर्ल्ड की तरफ से, जो थर्ड सीज आएगी वो किसकी तरफ से आएगी.
Yes, for sure. And we just saw the Crow using the slow toxin, getting the kill on, I believe, the Jean, and then dying to Mr. Abhishek. But he did a really good job of getting one of the kills there. But it's going to be a really uphill battle for the other team to be able to get possession and control right now. They are down in the bolt count, and it looks like control is with Rat and Cole right now. So don't think that the Crow is making that much of an impact that they wanted.
आई थिंक यहाँ पे जो डबल हील मीटा की आप बात करते पांडा, वो यहाँ पे फेवर करता हुआ काइनावर्ल्ड को. एंड अगर आप कुछ डैमेज करते हैं, आप देख सकते हैं पोको वहाँ पे वो अपने हील करने का काम कर रहे हैं, हीलिंग कर रहे हैं, तो काम देयर एज वेल, एंड दे आर डूइंग देयर जॉब. इवन एक लेवल 11 का पर्पल मोस्टर आता हुआ आपको नजर आएगा, एंड एक अच्छी जीत आती हुई काइनावर्ल्ड की तरफ से.
For sure, the amount of heal that they had just was too much for Akatsuki to actually deal with, and I don't think that the 8-bit really worked out for them. Additionally, the Crow also didn't work out for them at all, so they have to go back to the drawing board, come up with different comps that they want to use, because that was not working. And I expect Kindwell to actually stay with the same comp, because I think they looked pretty confident and they had control of the map for the whole duration of the game.
बिल्कुल ड्रैग बनते हैं एज अ पोको. हमने बहुत बार देखा है कि जब पोको होते हैं, हील करते हैं, दे गेट सम एडिशनल पॉइंट्स टू बिकम द स्टार प्लेयर ऑफ द गेम. एंड यस, पोको इज द स्टार प्लेयर ऑफ द गेम. ये व्हाट डू यू थिंक पांडा, यहाँ पे क्या कर सकती है टीम का कंपोजिशन में, क्या चेंजेस यहाँ पे आपको लग रहे हैं कि वो ला सकते हैं कि इस कंपोजिशन को ब्रेकआउट करेंगे? बट मेरे ख्याल से ब्रॉल स्टार्स एक काफ़ी ज़्यादा कंपेटिटिव गेम है. आप चेंज कर सकते हैं तो आपके ओपोनेंट भी चेंज कर सकते हैं. एंड आई हैव सीन अ लॉट ऑफ टीम्स इवन आफ्टर विनिंग दे चेंज देयर कंपोजिशन.
So that's actually a good thing to do. When your comp is really strong, sometimes people take opposing comps just to counter it. And I mean, a good strat then is to counter the counter comp, right? So
Well, double
it
whammy.
really depends. It really depends on the team. But I think that for this specific map, the meta is very heal based. So it's going to be heal versus heal. Otherwise, it's not going to really work out. And otherwise, you have to play like out of your skin just to be able to do something. So I expect double heals from both teams.
Well, I would love to see Akatsuki playing out of their skins because I want to see a comeback there. Let's see. Chat से पूछते हैं यहाँ पे कि क्या लगता है आपको, क्या Akatsuki यहाँ पे comeback कर पाएगी? That would be really good. And जो भी sound issues यहाँ पे चल रहे हैं, I think उन sound issues को जल्दी ठीक करा जाएगा. Guys, don't worry about it. Enjoy the game. Have some fun. Let's see who's going to win the next one. Moving on, Panda, would love to ask you about this one as well. I mean, बेस्ट ऑफ 5 का कंपटीशन है, 3 मैप्स आपको यहाँ पे जीत हासिल करनी है. व्हाट डू यू थिंक यहाँ पे जो पहला मैप है कितना ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है? बिकॉज अब सिर्फ आई थिंक 2 ही यहाँ पे राउंड जीतने हैं, एंड दैट वुड बी ऑल फॉर काइंड ऑफ वाइल्ड.
Yeah, so that's where I talked about the pressure coming into the game because you don't have as many games, as many sets to actually possibly come back, and mental fatigue isn't really a question at this point. It's all about skill.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of pressure for Akatsuki to come back, and we are going to be going into game number 2 right now.
So let's have a look at the composition, and 8-bit is coming in from both the teams it seems now. But यहाँ पे क्रो को लाया गया है और अब एक ही चीज देखने को मिल रहा है. अगर अकत्सुकी की बात की जाए, पोको की जगह वहाँ पे वो जेसी को लेके आया है. What do you think about Panda? That changes. I was not expecting that.
That's actually a really good change. So with having a Jessie there, when you face a heal comp on this specific map, you will have a lot of people bunching up, and Jessie is the perfect brawler to break that up. But expecting that, they decided to change their strat from a triple healer to something else altogether, and it's really working out for them. We are seeing the Crow versus Crow matchup and the 8-bit versus 8-bit matchup is probably going to be the most pivotal matchup because that's going to be changing how the game is going to be played. Joker has his turret up and is pressuring Gogeta. Gogeta places down his turret and tries to get a kill on Joker, not able to do so. And we see a lot of people falling.
Well, actually Jessie pick is working for them right now. Let's see कि सेकंड सीज किसका आता है. अभी के लिए मुझे यहाँ पे लग रहा है 4 सेकंड का समय है, ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं है. 5 बोल्ट यहाँ पे हो चुके हैं अकत्सुकी के पास, एंड उन्हीं का एक सेकंड सीज आता हुआ नजर आएगा. बट आई स्टिल फील द फाइनल सीज इज गोइंग टू बी द की सीज, एंड whoever will get the mid control here would get the win as well.
I agree completely. I have to note that the defense on both teams is going to be really insane on the turret. I'd say that Akatsuki arguably would defend better because of the fact that Jessie has a turret. But moving back into a control position with Jessie on the opposing team and you running a Poco is just going to be really difficult. So I think it's a really difficult matchup for kind of while, and I expect Akatsuki to take the dub here.
Well, Akatsuki especially looking really good, and that Jessie pick, I think that is changing everything because you can say the bullets are traveling really well. They are hitting both the teammates at the same time actually, and yeah, here you go, level 8 siege bot, and that would be all for kind of while in this one.
Yeah, I have to say one thing. Jessie is probably one of the easier brawlers to dodge in terms of projectiles, so they shouldn't be taking that many shots, and them taking that many shots is just giving Jessie so much of value. So Gogeta is the MVP for that match, and it was a brawler which was picked specifically to counter the triple healing comp, and it worked out really well for them.
Well, जैसा कि आपने कहा कि जैसे कि जो शॉट्स हैं, जो बुलेट्स हैं, जो लेजर्स हैं, वो बहुत धीरे चलते हैं, and you can dodge them pretty easily, but they were not able to dodge them. I mean, no, I'm not talking about the first bullet. Ricochet के बाद जो आपके ऊपर आता है, वो भी उनको कनेक्ट हो रहा था, and Jessie got a lot of kills there.
Yes, that's true. So one of the things that a lot of people do is that they dodge the initial shot, but their teammates get hit. Now, the energy beam actually goes in one straight direction, and since they're dodging the original shot, they still move in that same direction,
Yes.
and that's why they get hit. So it's a little weird dodging Jessie collateral shot, but if they do that, then it's way like you shouldn't give value to Jessie basically, especially on this map. It's horrible.
Let's see what's going to happen next, because अब मुझे लग रहा है कि दोनों ही टीमें ही थोड़ा सा चेंजेस करके हुए आपको नजर आ सकती हैं. What do you think, Panda? I think both teams are going to have a change here.
I expect both teams to have a change, but because it's so many different comps in this specific map right now, it's hard to say what they're going to pick. It's going to be really, really difficult.
Well, chat is saying कि 8-bit इतना स्लो है, वो डोज करेगा तो करेगा कैसे? So moving on, I'm waiting for the next round to start in, and I hope कि यहाँ पे कुछ अलग हमें देखने को मिले. But I am really surprised these days. मैं बहुत surprised था. पहले क्रो को देखने को हमें मिला. कुछ दिन से मेरे को लियोन देखने को मिल रहा है, and I was really surprised. But straight away यहाँ पे मैच दोबारा शुरू होता हुआ, दोबारा से जेसी पिक, दोबारा से सेम कॉम्पोजिशन आता हुआ टीम अकत्सुकी की तरफ से.
Akatsuki is running the same comp, but kind of well taking the max pick instead of, I believe, the crow pick here. Mr. Abhishek having some difficulty dodging the collateral Jessie shots, and Joker gets taken out by Pain. So I feel like the The control which is being presented by Akatsuki is very apparent. They have a lot of the bolt spawns as well, and I don't know why Kinda Wild is doubling down on the Poco, but they seem to be doing that right now. Full control with Akatsuki.
Yes, Akatsuki, they are playing really well. 8-bit versus 8-bit हमें यहाँ पे देखने को मिला, बट टरेट अभी भी दोनों टीम्स की वहाँ पे थी, लेकिन क्रो स्ट्रेट अवे यहाँ पे काइंड वाइल्ड की टरेट को ब्रेक आउट कर देंगे. टरेट पोजीशन इज रियली गुड कमिंग इन फ्रॉम Akatsuki एंड दे आर लुकिंग रियली सॉलिड एट द पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम. लेवल 13 का एक पर्पल मोस्ट चलाता हुआ आपको नजर आ जाएगा. एंड व्हाट डू यू थिंक, पांडा, आर दे गोइंग टू पुश विद इट?
I don't think they're going to push with it. I think they're just going to try to
They
get
are
as much
pushing with
damage. No, they wouldn't push with it. They'll try to get as much damage and stay back. I don't know why the Crow went in, though. I think that probably that super does a lot of damage, but keeping control is definitely the way to do it in Siege, for sure.
well, अभी के लिए यहाँ पे लास्ट सीज आने वाली है. 21 सेकंड का समय है. अभी की लीड जो अगर बात करें तो यहाँ पे काइंड वाइल्ड के पास जाती हुई, क्योंकि बोल्ट्स उनके पास हैं 8-4 के. यहाँ पे आपको बोल्ट्स में डिफरेंस दिख जाएगा, बट जो मिड एरिया है अब कंप्लीटली Akatsuki के फेवर में जाता हुआ.
I don't know about Kinda Well, but Akatsuki is playing Kinda Well right now.
Exactly. I
So-
think Naruto would be proud if they watch Akatsuki right now. No siege. So here you go. Another win coming in from Akatsuki. A brilliant setup coming in from them. I mean, चाहे आप 8-bit की बात करें, Crow की बात करें, Jessie की बात करें, they again just dominated kind of wild here.
The synergy between the 8-bit and the Jessie is very good because of the fact that you have that turret placement of the 8-bit at the back. Jessie gets so much of value in terms of both damage and in terms of like getting in the super just by using that turret, and Gogeta was abusing that fact a lot. So that kind of synergy is very important, and I think that we are going to see a Jessie coming in from Kinda Wild next for sure.
Well, they have to do that. They have no option right now because कोई जवाब नहीं मिल रहा उनको जेसी का. I mean, हम बात कर रहे थे कि जेसी 8-bit के सामने यार थोड़ा सा 8-bit के लिए मुश्किल है यहाँ पे डोज करना, बट यहाँ तो जेसी पोको को मेल्ट करते हुए हमें नजर आ रही थी.
Yes, they were just getting melted, and it was just really sad to see. But you have to go back to the drawing board. You have to take
Yeah.
a different comp, and that's exactly what I think what they're going to be doing.
What do you think would be the best comp right now for Kinda Wild? क्या वो changes कर सकते हैं? क्या पोको के साथ जाना दोबारा से ट्राई करेंगे? Because I don't think Poco is working for them right now.
I think that I think a good decision by them would be going for a mirror matchup,
Yeah.
going for the exact same comp that Akatsuki's going for. I think that they might feel that they have the better skill because they have some really good players on their team. So just going for the same comp, they feel that they might be able to outskill the other team.
Yes, लास्ट राउंड साबित हो सकता है अकोत्सी अगर ये जीतती है. आई थिंक दैट विल बी ओवर फॉर काइंड ऑफ वाइल्ड, बट एट दिस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम पैम एक डबल हिल दोबारा से यहाँ पे आता हुआ, एंड स्ट्रेट अवे गोगीटा इज डूइंग व्हाट ही डज बेस्ट एंड ही इज जस्ट मेल्टिंग देम अराउंड.
Oh my god. This amount of control that Kinda Wild, I mean, it's Akatsuki had from the very get-go, and the death of Joker and the whole team was
Oh,
just
look at
really,
that.
really. They're just being melted completely, and that super turret by German King in the back, Gogeta just reading in and just taking all that cheesy value.
You know what I would like to say? I would like to say that Gogeta is going Super Saiyan right now.
Yes, we have Gogeta, we have Akatsuki, we have all the anime people right now.
Well, it's like an anime, fight right now. And अभी के लिए यहाँ पे Palm is shooting there, but उनकी टर्रेट को डिस्ट्रॉय किया गया. दोबारा से उनके पास टर्रेट आ चुकी है. सेंटर कंट्रोल अब यहाँ पे काइंडा वाइल्ड के पास जाता हुआ आपको नजर आ जाएगा. But still, Jessie is hitting those shots really, really well.
Akatsuki is winning, but Kinda Wild is not giving up at all.
Yeah.
Mr. Abite got the control from German King, won his lane, which was not expected at all. And now they're running with a level 12 siege bot. So if Akatsuki want to win, they need to defend the siege bot. And it looks like they might be able to do it as well because they do have the comp for a good defense. And that bot just got melted.
Whoa. Yeah, seriously saying good defense coming in from Akatsuki, but क्या वो दोबारा से mid control ले पाएंगे? Look at the grab for Genie and it
What
was a really
a
good grab.
beautiful magic hand from Joker. Oh my god, that was the most pivotal play probably in that whole fixture. Getting that kill there at that specific point in time was so important, and now they have the Bolt lead. So they might be able to equalize the series as well.
वेल आई थिंक यहाँ पे इक्वलाइज अगर होगा, फिफ्थ जो राउंड होगा वो काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग यहाँ पे साबित हो सकता है. गोगीटा इज स्टिल ट्राइंग हिज लेवल बेस्ट बट इट्स नॉट इनफ. अ डबल हील कॉम्बिनेशन इज जस्ट too much to handle for Akatsuki at this point of time. Another grab coming in from
Oh,
Joker Mini, and he is just grabbing them and he is just killing them.
so that was a very important grab because otherwise they might have been able to defend it, and the Crow could have jumped on the Ike and got the damage difference for Akatsuki. So that was a very, very important grab by the Gene on the 8-bit there. If that grab didn't happen, I think the game would have still gone to Akatsuki there.
Well, here you go, Mr. Abhishek बनते हैं स्टार प्लेयर ऑफ द गेम. एंड ये डबल हील कॉम्बिनेशन के बारे में हमने बात करी थी. इसी को काउंटर करने के लिए गोगीटा यहाँ पे जेसी को लेके आए थे, बट इन द एंड वही बेसिक स्टफ काम करा जैसा कि आपने बताया था पांडा.
Yeah, so you need to hit your shots. So it's like a conjunction of both hitting your shots as a Jessie and the other team not dodging the shots. So I think after facing Jessie so many times, they decided maybe we shouldn't give Jessie that value anymore.
Yeah. Maybe they decided it's time to show our class. Kind of wild, I think it's looking good, but अब एक last round. क्या same combination यहाँ पे expect कर सकते हैं? Because I think kind of wild is going to go with the same composition. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they're going to go with the same composition. I would be interested in seeing what's that kind of comp Akatsuki is going to go for. I think the 8-bit and the Crow have been working really well for them,
Yeah.
and also the Jessie. But let's see what happens now. I think they might swap the Jessie.
Well, Jesse worked for them for 2 rounds. I think they are. No, I don't know actually. I don't know. Maybe they will switch it out. Maybe they will just do something crazy. Maybe they can go with a mirror composition.
I mean, that's the good thing about competitive. You never know what's going to happen till it happens, right?
Yeah, and that's the beauty of Brawl Stars. And let's see. Enough predictions from our end. Let's have a look. And Jessie की बात कर रहे थे तो दोनों साइड से अब आपको Jessie आते नजर आई. And this is kind of
got a
wild.
mirror
And
comp.
they are going kind of wild.
We see a mirror comp coming up, but role changes are definitely apparent. Mr. Abhishek going for the mid instead of Joker. Joker is taking on German King on lane. He is dodging a lot of the strays there and managed to collect a bolt and
Whoa.
just about gets taken out, but did really good. So they do have the first spot, so they can still manage to hold control. We are going to see this bot being completely melted though, because just how the comp is for both teams. So this is going to be decided on the last siege bot most probably.
Yeah, I think this is going to be decided on the last siege bot. अभी के लिए यहाँ पे German King is trying to get the shots in. एक turret भी आपको वहाँ पर देखेगी जेसी की तरफ से, but straight away उसको destroy कर दिया जाएगा. But what do you think? Why do people plant a turret in the opposition half there?
Sometimes, especially with this new Jessie gadgets, it's just push the opponents back, get some amount of damage onto them so that they have to go back, and it's just to make sure that you have control. So it might look very aggressive and it might look like the turret isn't up that long, but it really helps keep control of that part of the map by just putting it up that high.
वेल मूविंग ऑन, यहाँ पे एक और सीज आता हुआ काइनावाइल की तरफ से, बट मेरे ख्याल से जैसा कि आपने बात कही थी, लास्ट सीज इज गोइंग टू बी द डिसाइडर वन. एंड मैं देखना चाहूँगा लास्ट सीज किसकी आती है. अभी तक जो कंट्रोल है काइनावाइल के फेवर में गया है, बट यहाँ पे 5 वोल्ट के साथ जो लीड है थर्ड सीज की वो अकत्सुकी के पास है अभी के लिए.
So Kainowell do have the control, and Akatsuki has a 3-bolt lead here. So they have about 3 bolts worth of control that they need to get back, and it looks like Kainowell is like saying no, that they want the control and that they are going to control the mid and collect all the bolts, and it looks like they have managed to regain control and collect all the bolts right now.
जी हाँ, यहाँ पे जीत की तरफ बढ़ते हुए आपको काइनावाइल नजर आ जाएंगे. लास्ट सीज भी यहाँ पे उनकी तरफ से आता हुआ. तो वी आर वॉट आई थिंक वी जस्ट विटनेस्ड अ हैट्रिक कमिंग इन फ्रॉम काइनावाइल, और तीनों सीज उनकी तरफ से आती हुई, एंड दे विल जस्ट डिस्ट्रॉय अकात्सुकी, एंड आई थिंक दे विल विन द फर्स्ट गेम.
Yes, for sure. Valiant effort by Akatsuki. Commiserations to them. Kind of Wild played really. I mean, they played kind of wild.
But what just happened? I mean, they were up 2-0. Suddenly, there was a comeback coming in from Akatsuki. They came back and they won 2 rounds. Suddenly, kind of was on the back foot, but they managed to win again.
Yeah, so like I said, at the start, they had like the momentum, and then they were pressured into a corner by Akatsuki. But like I said, choosing the right comps is very important, and um, sometimes you're pressured into using a comp which you don't want to use because you feel like the other team might be better than you. But I think kind of well realized that okay, maybe we need to go back to our roots. Maybe we need to be more comfortable with what we want to run. So they decided to go back to basic comps, and that really worked out for them. And in the end,
Well,
obviously, they feel like they can run the same comp as the other team and outskill them.
well, there, that was a surprise. I think मेरे लिए तो वो surprise था कि वो उनकी composition को यहाँ पे लेके और उन्हीं को हरा के दिखाएंगे. That was something that I was not expecting, but here you go. They are kind of wild and they are playing kind of wild and they have to play again. Because अगला जो मैच है वो है kind of wild versus Radiant के बीच में. जो मैप है वो होगा Brawl Ball का, सॉरी जो मोड है वो होगा Brawl Ball का, जो मैप है वो होगा Field Goal.
Yes, it's going to be a really important match for kind of well. They have just had a really difficult match against Akatsuki, so the nerves are high. Maybe the adrenaline is high, so they might be a bit mentally fatigued coming up in this match against Radiant. So Radiant should try to abuse that as much as possible because that's how competitive is, right?
Well, what
Uh,
what I call that? I call that momentum. They are on a momentum train and they can just
ah,
run through. I think there are other opponents as well.
that is also very true. They just defeated somebody really good,
Yeah.
and now they just have to prove to everybody that hey, we can just keep on coming back and performing all the time because we are kind of wild.
Well, they are kind of wild, and I would love to see Radiant what they are going to do because they have to do something special to beat kind of wild.
Yes. We are going to be heading into field goal, which is I feel one of the best beginner competitive Brawl Ball maps
Mhm.
because you have clearly defined lanes. You have a very good structure in which the mids can help the lanes and the lanes can help the mids. It's going to be a lot of different comps can be run on this map, especially with this current meta being so varied. I would not be surprised to see tankier comps being played compared to like the previous map because you have a wide enough map, but you also have boxes and grass which can be used really well. So you might see some B, you might see Max, you might see well Stu's banned, but you might see Rico being played, the occasional Bull, Gene as well, Crow. So Crow, I think we're going to see a lot of Crow. We might see Leon as well make a an appearance today. So
Well,
let's see what
well, you
happens.
you should have been here yesterday. I mean, we have seen a lot of Leon. Actually, from bot teams, we saw Leon yesterday, and I was not expecting that. But let's see. I think यहाँ पे इस मैप के अंदर हमें काफी surprises भी देखने को मिल सकते हैं, जैसा कि आपने कहा. I would love to see a B because B is my favorite brawler. Period.
Oh, okay. I see, I see. Well, B is definitely one of the more stable picks to be a mid in for this map. So you might actually see B quite often today.
Well, I would like to ask you what happened to Spike. I mean, if you talk about when I was doing Brawl Stars, there was a lot of Spike picks, especially in Brawl Ball.
So that might be because of the fact that the meta might have been very tanky. Also, it might have also been that curveball, that is Spike's second star power, might have been really buffed up. So
Whoa.
that's why you saw a lot of Spike.
Well, I'm really
Anyways,
sorry.
when you
That
do
is
that.
not interested in listening to that because he just scored a goal there.
So that was a really quick goal by Rat. 20 seconds into the game. We see 8-bit mid, B mid as well, with Nita on lanes, and
What?
a Mr. P as well.
And look at that rattled hive coming in from B. Mr. Abhishek using that gadget really, really well, and Joker Mini also coming in. Dude, look at the pass there. That was a really good pass, but Nita and her panda would take them down.
Yes, I am very good at studying people, apparently.
Yes, you do just that. अभिषेक अभी यहाँ पे ट्राई करते हुए एंड दोबारा से उनका सुपर यहाँ पे आता हुआ अभिषेक की तरफ से एक अच्छा किल यहाँ पे उनकी टीम को मिलेगा. गुड टीम वर्क कमिंग इन फ्रॉम काइंड ऑफ इफ यू हैव अ लुक एट दैट.
Yes, kind of well has that synergy, and they're trying to pass the ball as much as possible to other teammates. They aren't selfish with goal scoring opportunities. I'm going to see Joker trying to pass to Rat, and he does, and they
Oh,
don't get the goal there, but
but they will no. They won't get the goal there. That was a really good one coming in from their side. I mean अभी तक हमने देखा है एक गोल और दो बार बहुत ही शानदार डिफेंस देखने को मिला है रेडियंट की तरफ से.
we see Nita versus Nita going on in the left bottom lane. Rat gets the kill there, and I like the way Joker is playing his Sandy. He is flanking as much as possible and getting these unexpected kills,
Ooh,
which is whoa.
trick shot coming in straight away, and Joker Mini is the star player of the game. And look at that. Everyone played so well. But what do you think about the 8-bit pick in this map, Panda?
Mm, so I kind of like the 8-bit pick in this map. I feel that 8-bit is a superior mid compared to B, especially because of the amount of speed and the range and just the sheer DPS that you get. And I don't know why. I mean, I know why they got outclassed because of the skill level, obviously, but uh, you normally do not see a B outclassing an 8-bit as a mid, so that was very surprising, but very well played by Kind Wild.
Well, I think the difference was the teamwork. I mean, they were aggressive at the same time. They were passing the ball to each other. They were using their abilities really well. Especially, शुरुआत में रैटल हाइप का यूज करके बी ने थोड़ा सा झटका उनको शुरुआत में दे दिया था.
Yes, for sure. And also, I want to note that the amount of help between the lanes and the mids coming from kind of Wild was really good. So they synergized well with each other. They kind of forced people into positions where they're going to be pinched. So the lanes pinched with the mid, and that's what caused all the differences. That's why you saw people
Yeah.
dying really fast in the other team.
So what do you think? क्या यहाँ पे चेंजेस एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं या फिर सिमिलर लाइनअप के साथ ही टीम्स जाना पसंद करेंगी?
I expect like a change up. I don't think 8-bit's going to be the mid for Radiant, so that should be the only change I expect, really. I want to see Max being played because Max is always a flashy brawler on this map, and the amount of plays you can make is so insane with Max. So
Yeah.
that would be fun.
Obviously, we love to see Max do some insane fast stuff there because I think that is what Max is for. But still, मैं चाहता हूँ कि कुछ सरप्राइजेस देखने को मिले, कुछ ऐसा चीज देखने को मिले जो शायद हमने एक्सपेक्ट ना किया हो. पांडा, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I want a Rico pick. I love playing Rico on this Max. So I want to see a Rico pick.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be surprising as well. But देखते हैं यहाँ पे कि कौन से पिक्स के साथ यहाँ पे आगे बढ़ा जाता है. एक और ब्रॉलर है जो अभी रिसेंटली बहुत ज़्यादा यूज़ होने में आ गया है एंड जो जब कुछ महीने पहले की बात करें हमें दिखने को भी नहीं मिलता था. दैट इज गोइंग टू बी नीता. एंड व्हाट डू यू थिंक अबाउट द बफ दैट शी गॉट? शी इज बैक इन मेटा नाउ.
Yeah, that buff was really required. I feel that the nerf to the gadget, which they made in the past, was just a death sentence for Nita in the meta. And I feel like Nita is a very good 1v1 brawler on lane, and I think on lane it probably outclasses most of the other brawlers if you know how to play Nita right. So it's a very aggressive brawler. It's great to see her back in the meta, and it's very annoying to deal with if the Nita is good.
Well, I would love to see Shelly making a comeback into the meta soon because I think all the OG brawlers, we see Barley here and there, we see Nita nowadays, we see Brock, we see Colt, but I feel bad for Shelly.
I do not feel bad for Shelly at all.
Well,
I
Shelly would be angry on you now.
Shelly was meta for I think maybe like 2 to 3 weeks when Band-Aid was first introduced, and it had so much of HP, and it just got like a free extra life without actually doing anything. So they needed to nerf her. Shelly went from being the worst brawler to the most used brawler and the best brawler in the meta. So uh, after that experience, I don't want to see Shelly in the meta ever again.
Well, all the football fans are angry with you now because they want to see their PSG Shelly.
I want to see PSG Mike.
Yeah, we can see that as well. That would be fun. But what do you think? What next? The players are taking their time. They're making sure that they have the right composition. And जब भी players इतना time लगाते हैं, I'm damn sure कि वहाँ पे कुछ ना कुछ changes होते हैं और काफी बड़े changes होते हैं.
So what I at least do in competitive is that if the teams are wasting a lot of time, okay, never mind. We're gonna go into the game.
Well, straight away.
So
और
we
यहाँ पे Colt की बात कर रहे थे पांडा. Yeah, yes, Colt, Barley, both of them are here.
oh, so we see quite a lot of changes in the comp. So we see Rat taking a Colt, we see a Bibi on the map, a Bull, and a Barley. So Barley's a really good pick, especially because Barley's recently got a buff in the meta, and his slowing gadget really makes it hard for anybody to really sneak up on Barley because of the utility of that slow. It has so much of map control, and I feel that the Mr. P pick is also a really good pick by Arnav. Even though Mr. P did get nerfed quite a bit, it is still one of the better brawlers at keeping control of the map. So
Oh,
definitely, whoa.
Look at that BB coming in and scoring a goal. I was asking you about the BB now. Actually, my next question would be, what do you think about the BB pick? But BB just showed that it is a nice pick.
So they were fortunate about the BB, but BB went in for the wrong brawler there. Shouldn't have gone in for the Barley because uh, Barley, because of that gadget, does counter BB to a certain extent. But BB against that comp is generally good. That comp being run by Radiant is very low in HP, so they can be pressured back quite easily. Even one hit from a Sandy is going to be really difficult for them to deal with, which is why you see
Oh,
Kinda Wild just going wild on the Radiant right now.
well, I think Kinda Wild got a really good name to themselves, and they got some really good skins as well because BB and that zombie BB, I would like to say, just ripped, you know, their opponents to shreds.
Yeah, that was Zombie B just completely destroyed. Yes, I agree. Like I said, BB was a really good pick against their comp. That comp was too low on HP, and it just couldn't deal with that sort of BB pick. As long as the BB didn't go on the Barley, it would be fine.
But what do you think about the bow pick? I think I didn't like the bow pick at all because I don't have a habit of seeing bow and Brawl Ball.
So I think that this bow pick was really bad.
Okay.
I don't see any meta for. I mean, I don't see bow being meta in this map at all. I think only very few people who are really good with bow can probably play bow on this map. But if you're a team and you're just getting into competitive, stick to meta brawlers because bow is very difficult to land all of your shots against. It's hard to land your shots if you don't know how to play bow. So that pick was not the one.
वेल एक तरफ अगर बात की जाए पांडा तो यहाँ पे हमने बात करी काइंड ऑफ वाइट की टाइम लगाया काफ़ी टाइम लगाया और सही ब्रॉलर्स को पिक करे बट वहीं अगर रेडियंट की बात करें उन्होंने भी टाइम काफ़ी लगाया यहाँ पे ब्रॉलर्स पिक करने में मैच स्टार्ट करने में बट दे मैनेज टू पिक समथिंग दैट वी नेवर सीन बिफोर आई मीन एक वो पिक इस मैप के अंदर दैट डजंट मेक सेंस
So okay. Let's just go into this game. I'll answer you in a minute.
Well, Edgar is there now, and Edgar is going to fly, and he will fly, and he will get the kill there as well. Joker Mini with the Barley is looking good as well, and Rat with an Edgar is looking to score a goal.
So Rat probably shouldn't have died there. He could have stayed up and held position there. We see Mr. Abhishek going in for the Mortis pick. Gets taken out by Arnav, but I like the Mortis pick. We don't see Mortis that much in the Indian competitive scene, even though it is quite meta everywhere else. Um, Rat having to go up against that Colette is so difficult, especially the fact that Colette counters both the Edgar and the the Mortis is going to make this matchup really hard for Kinda Wild. I think that the bow pick actually might work for them in this specific comp setup. It really depends on how well Joker plays and assists
Oh,
Rat. Whoa! So like I said, it really depends on how Joker plays and assists Rat and Mr. Abhishek, and he did exactly that. He pushed back everybody, zoned them out, and forced team fights between Rat and the rest of the team.
I mean, look at that super coming in from Edgar. That was a really good one, and they managed to score the goal. Moving on, and अब जो बाजी है वो Radiant के पास जा चुकी है. Barley is there. Rat would save the goal there and get a kill as well.
Yeah, I feel like this is a very precarious position for Radiant to be in. They've already been scored on, and the Colette isn't having the sort of effect that it wants to have. Somehow, Mr. Abhishek gets taken out by the bow there, and he has. They have to reset. They try to go back for control.
Some good passes being done in between Joker and Rat, and दोबारा से same super यहाँ पे आता हुआ, super अपना effect दिखाता हुआ. He tried to score a goal there, but the angle was not in his favor. Dragon Warrior is here, and Dragon Warrior with that super shot बॉल को थोड़ा सा दूर लेके जाते हुए जोकर मिनी इज देयर एंड जोकर मिनी इज डूइंग हिज जॉब रियली वेल रैट इज कमिंग अप अगेन ही गॉट अ सुपर अगेन एंड ही इज गोइंग टू डू जस्ट दैट बॉल आगे पास करा सुपर का यूज करा आगे गए ट्राई किया बट कोलेट के सुपर स्ट्रेट अवे उनको टेक डाउन करते हुए आपको नजर आ जाएगा एंड दैट इज मिस्टर अभिषेक कमिंग इन विद दैट सुपर ऑफ मोर्टिस एक अच्छा गोल लेके जाते हुए एंड स्ट्रेट अवे पांडा एक एडगर यहाँ पे स्टार प्लेयर बनते हुए आपको नजर आएंगे.
Yes, Rat played it really well. He landed all of the right jumps on the other brawlers. I feel that the miscommunication between Radiant was quite apparent. We saw Fighter Peg pass the ball to Mr. Abhishek, who basically got this free goal into the into the net. So I kind of well really deserved that win, and commiserations to Radiant, but they got this far, so that's really great for them. So we should move on to the next game.
वेल काइंडा वाइल्ड की बात करें, 2 गेम खेले हैं, दोनों जीते हैं, दे आर लुकिंग एब्सोल्युटली फैंटास्टिक। बट स्टिल अभी बाकी टीमों की बात करें, अगर आप रेडिएंट की बात करें, उनके पास भी अभी मौका है, अकात्सुकी की बात करें, उनके पास भी अभी मौका है। दे नीड टू विन देयर रिमेनिंग मैचेस इफ दे वांट टू क्वालिफाई।
Yes, it's still going to be really difficult because they have Akatsuki to face. They also have to face off against uh mm, BS Bros, I believe, is the name of
Yes.
the other team.
Yes, Brawl
Sorry.
Stars Bros would be there and that would be a fun game as well, क्योंकि अभी तक हमने उनको नहीं देखा है, बट अब हम उनको देखने वाले हैं, क्योंकि काइंडा वाइल्ड स्ट्रेट अवे तीसरा मैच अपना लगातार खेलते हुए नजर आएंगे बीएस ब्रोस के साथ।
So this map is going to be this matchup is going to be on the map Dry Season. It's going to be Bounty, and I really like this Bounty map. I'm a person who finds Bounty to be the most interesting game mode. That I just for some reason, and I want to see some interesting games. We might see some Sprout, Tick, Piper, Mortis,
Mhm.
maybe some Brock as well. Sometimes we may see the occasional Colt or Max. So these are going to be some really fun picks to see.
Well, what do you think about Nani? I think Nani could be there as well.
Nani and Bo could be there, but I feel that Nani might be a risky comp choice to play, especially in competitive.
Mhm.
Uh, but that being said, oftentimes people do play Bo Nani on this map. I don't prefer it, but I see the merit to it. But it's harder to land your Nani your Nani peep heads on people on this map just because of the number of walls that you have to deal with.
well, बिल्कुल, बट अगर पांडा आपको एक ब्रॉलर चुनना हो जो आप इस मैप पे 110%
Piper,
खिला सकते हैं, दैट इज गोइंग टू बी,
Piper.
आई वाज थिंकिंग अबाउट दैट एज वेल। यस, पाइपर is going to be there, my second favorite brawler. I'm really sorry, Piper.
I love long range brawlers. I tend to play snipers a lot. So
Yeah.
Piper, Bell is another brawler I like to play, which has recently come out.
Mhm.
Brock is amazing on this map as well. When you break the walls using the gadget, it's so good.
Yeah,
So you see a
Gal.
lot of snipers.
Yes, I think Brock would be useful on this map as well. I would love to see Piper in the middle brain. Let's see how they are going to use her, if they are going to use her, to be honest. And let's see. I think Kinda Wild may surprise us. I think Kinda Wild is just wild.
I honestly expect at least one more this pick.
Yeah, I think the same as well. But maybe not in the first game, maybe in the second one or the third one. I think they can, totally go with the Mortis. And, I was surprised with that Edgar pick. What do you think about Edgar? I think I love Edgar. I mean, जब वो आए थे और जब he was a free brawler, yes, so I used to love playing with Edgar, and recently I got Byron as well, and I've been playing with Byron, lately.
Byron and Edgar are both front brawlers to play. I feel like Edgar's mechanic where you charge the super just by doing nothing is really broken,
You know what I
and you
used to
see
do,
that.
Panda up, and I'm really sorry I'm cutting you. You know what I used to do? I used to play with my friends. I used to tell them, go, you guys go and do your work. I'll be in the bush. I'll charge my super, and then I'll surprise someone.
Oh man. I
Really sorry.
so
I am a camper. I'm really sorry, guys.
what I do is when I play 3v3s and then Edgar does that, I just shoot them. I'm like, do
Well,
something.
well, we should totally play together someday.
For sure. Soon.
Yeah, well, let's see कौन से ब्रॉलर्स का पिक किया जाएगा। अभी तो बस इंतजार की घड़ियां चल रही हैं। काइंड ऑफ वाइल्ड क्या वो थोड़े सा, जैसे कि हमने बात करी, या तो मोमेंटम ट्रेन पे आगे निकल जाएंगे, या अब डू यू थिंक दैट एग्जॉस्शन वुड बी देयर, बिकॉज अब उनका सीधा तीसरा यहाँ पे बेस्ट ऑफ 5 है।
Oh, I think at this point they just want to be over and done with it, but they have the momentum, so they have that going for them. So I think they're I don't think they're worried at all. I think at this point they probably know that they're already through because if you win two, or you're already basically through to the next round. So this is just another game for them to play.
बढ़िया। एंड काफी सारे लोग हैं जो यहाँ पे कह रहे हैं कि पांडा का फेस कैम चाहिए हमें, तो पांडा, आई होप कि इन
Uh-huh.
द नेक्स्ट टूर्नी वी वुड सी योर फेस एज वेल देयर।
I need to buy a face cam for that. Maybe in some time.
Well, maybe in some time. So just keep on spamming, guys. Maybe Panda will listen to you someday.
Spamda the Pamda.
Anyways, moving on, players are taking their time kind of while उन्होंने अभी दो लगातार BO5 खेले हैं, अब यहाँ पे उनका तीसरा है और यहाँ पे पहला अपना बेस्ट ऑफ 5 खेलने के लिए आ चुके हैं BS Bros. Tell us something about BS Bros. Have you heard about them? Have you seen them play? Because I think you are the perfect guy in the community who knows everyone, I think.
I'll be honest, I've never heard of BS Bros till today, so I don't
Dead.
know much about them.
Dead straight away. BS Bros, you have to prove yourself now.
I would love to see a new team in the scene. Like I love competitive, so I mean, the fact that I haven't seen them is a really good sign that there are a lot of good teams in India and that people need to discover them. So that's a really good sign.
I'm not just reading it right. You are saying that Nita is your favorite brawler because she uses a
Yes.
panda in her skin as well.
No, no, no. I just I like the mechanics of Vita.
Well, here you go.
But
Straight away, Mortis is here. What do you think, Panda sir?
the most unfortunate Mortis pick I've ever seen in my life. Up against three shotgunners right off the bat.
What is going on? What are they doing? They got a Shelly. Finally, a Shelly is coming in. Bull is coming in. I just don't understand. Daryl is also there.
So I feel that BS Bros have to really rely on the ability of Colette to actually do something here. But that Mortis pick is so making me laugh so much. Oh my god. This guy thought that he's gonna take Mortis to counter the meta, and then they go with completely off meta comps. My god.
Well, I feel sad for Mortis. Maybe this time, but he got the kill as well. Daddy Yankee getting the kill on Mr. Abhishek, and it's still 10v10. Stars wise अगर देखा जाए तो.
Yeah, the blue star is with kind of well, so they do have that advantage there, but they're being pressured back and all the way to the spawn, completely team wiped as well. 70 stars to 10 in bounty. And this is
Panda.
not looking good.
Yeah, I would like to say, not even my wildest dreams, I would expect the team like this.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect this comp ever. I th But it counters the other comp only because of the fact that the Mortis can't do anything and the tick is potentially always pushed back. And here, Mr.
Oh,
Abhishek is being a
what is
Mr.
happening? That
Abhishek,
I feel sad for Mortis. I'm really sorry, Panda.
yes, Mr. Abhishek is doing a really good job targeting the Colette. So every time he has a super, he goes and rolls onto the Colette most of the time, I guess.
Yeah, but still, they're
So
looking good. They're playing well. If you look at the score, and they can still make a comeback. It's 22 to 19 stars. And so sorry, I have to correct myself. It is 25 now, and they are looking good.
yeah, so kind of while won this just because of the matchup. Colette had to probably play a bit better, but you see Bornfire has zero trophies on Colette, so I don't know if that's a commentary on their ability with Colette or not, but I mean that's just there for you guys to make your opinions on.
Well, I still would say that three shotgunners, that's something that I was not expecting. And look at that Mortis, he's standing just like this. What just happened to me? Why am I even playing this game?
I feel bad for that Mortis because he thought it was a big brain play to counter the meta, and these guys go for a cosmic brain play.
Well, yeah, a triple shotgun, Mortis, bye bye. Moving on, I think 100% we are going to witness a comp change because both teams, they are not going to go with the same one, I think.
Yeah, I don't think both teams are going to go with the same comp for sure. But I have a feeling that kind of well is going to go for a Mortis pick because they're going to be like, so that's not how you play Mortis. This is how you play Mortis, and I feel that's going to be coming up next.
Well, that would be perfect. I'm waiting for it. I can't wait for it right now. I love to contradict myself. Don't worry about it. That's my specialty.
Oh, trust me, as a caster, you're always going to contradict yourself. You make these bold claims and bold predictions, and then it never happens, and you're like, I hope nobody remembers.
Well, most of the times I am right, but yeah, sometimes when I'm wrong, I would not mention it.
Yeah, I just edit out the parts where I'm wrong, so.
Well, if you are listening to us chat, maybe you will get some, you know, inspiration on how to be perfect. Moving on, enough players for the casters. Let's move on for the players. I think the players are really well, kind of well after winning, 2-0 already. They are looking pretty solid in the third matchup.
Yeah, it looks like they're just there to have fun now because That was obviously a very troll comp. I don't think they went in thinking that they're going to be countering that comp at all, but that basically shows that they're there to have fun. So I think they just want to have fun. May not see any meta comps from them, but they're pretty confident in their ability, and I think definitely from the last game you saw that.
Well, BS Bros, I think they have to do something about it because I don't think they can predict the next composition as well.
For sure. I think the safest option would be for them to go with a meta comp because honestly, like if this sort of comp isn't working for them where they want to counter the meta, just go for a meta comp. Stick to the basics because sometimes that works out better.
Well, their name is kind of wild, and I don't think they are going to stick to the basics at this point of time. They're just having fun. Maybe they will put up another troll comp. Let's find out. And no, they are going with. Yes, they are trolling. Actually, they are going with a. They're going with a
Double throw
dynamite.
PSG Shelly.
Yeah, dynamite and tick with a Shelly.
We were talking about PSG Mike, and we finally do get PSG Mike, and they are winning with this comp
I mean,
right now.
I don't know. I feel bad for PS Bros at this point in time.
Yes, for sure. This must be really difficult to actually. I mean, seriously speaking, as a player, it must be really difficult to go up against a troll comp
Yeah.
from a better team, and it must be quite demotivating. But hopefully, they don't give up and they, play to the best of their ability and show these guys that hey, you need to respect us. And just because you might be a bit better, you may not mean that you're gonna win every single game. So, I like the fact that these guys are pushing up. But
Yeah,
let's see
that's
what
it.
happens.
Well, to be honest, मैं तो बस इतना कहना चाहूँगा जितनी भी young team यहाँ पे आ रही you are here for a reason. You got qualified for a reason. Just enjoy the game that you're playing and keep on grinding because one day you will be the best if you don't give up. Moving on, एक अच्छा kill यहाँ पे निकालते हुए Daddy Yankee Joker mini के ऊपर and we all know how hard it is to play against throwers actually. How irritating it is to play against the likes of Tick and Dynamite in the same team.
Yeah, taking Dynamite, they provide so much of area control, and like honestly, it's just so difficult to play against them. I sometimes just give up, and like you see here, Rat is just dominating the penny pick there, and Joker is doing a really good job of not giving up his position. By doing so, he just ensures that the throwers have a lot more room to
Wow.
play with.
Well, 18 to 8, they're still winning. 15 seconds to go. Let's see what they can do. Let's see if BS Bros can make a comeback here.
It's very difficult to make a comeback here. They have to kill like Rat and Joker Mini just to be able to get the comeback. They do have the blue star, but I think that was sealed. Wow, double kill at the end. Both Bornfire and Daddy Yankee were taken out.
Well, यहाँ पे Mr. Abhishek बनते हैं star player of the game and PSG Mike, PSG Shelly. Maybe we need a PSG tick sooner or later.
PSG take. I think PSG just wants to go with some of the probably the worst brawlers in the meta when they want to make their skins. But I gotta say, the skins look really good.
Yeah, the skins are really good. What do you think about? What do you think about right now? Is the worst brawler in the meta according to the meta?
Oh, Shelly.
Apart,
Shelly all the
apart
way.
from these two, apart from these two, we
Ah,
are predicting for the next PSG pick.
I think Gale. PSG Gale.
PSG Gale sounds good. Now PSG, but why would they hire a old guy? Maybe a coach, PSG Gale coach, manager.
Because he comes with years of experience.
Yeah, and he won't be picked in the game anytime soon. So maybe. Anyways, moving on. The third match. This could be the last one. Let's see if BS Bros can make a comeback. They need to figure out something because कभी-कभी इन opponents के साथ इस pick के साथ इस combination के खिलाफ खेलना थोड़ा सा मुश्किल हो जाता है आपके लिए.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's also not that they are. Uh, it's not just the comps that they're not working. It's also like their strategies and their communication. They aren't able to push up. They aren't able to support each other, and they aren't able to land shots. More importantly, like they are taking meta picks, but as you see, the Brock and the Penny aren't landing the shots. So if you don't land the shots, if you don't use your walls, if you don't support your teammates, you're not going to be really do much on the field. So they need to fix that right now.
Well, they changed the composition once again. It's Brock, Colt, and Edgar. It seems like that. But they got a Nani in their opposition. I think BIYB is using a Nani, and Joker Mini would take her down straight away.
So Joker taking down brawlers left and right. He's broken up the map also quite a bit. Nani has a peep out and is looking for Abhishek, finds that kill there. 1-star differential, favoring Kinda Wild, but Rat is on the hunt. He jumps
Whoa.
in, gets 1 kill, almost gets a double, but doesn't pan out. They get the blue star. BS Bros finally on top for once, I think, in this whole matchup. They're
Well,
finally on top.
yeah, I would love to see BS Bros win this one because they deserve it. They're playing well, they are looking good, they're getting the kills. Rat is there and his ult is ready. And I think काफी जल्दी यहाँ पे super का use करके Rat will go on the aggression. And yes, Rat is going in for the hunt and he will get some kills as well.
Rat gets a kill there, and Nani completely threw that by missing the peep there. But a quick recovery by Daddy Yankee, who gets taken out by Mr. Abhishek,
Whoa.
and there's just so much happening. We see a lot of back and forth between the lead, and BS Bros are back on top.
Well, trade after trade after trade, and Abhishek is trolling with that, I think, emoticon there, but that again coming in, and they will get the kill 29 to 26. This is a high star count, high kill count coming in for both the teams. Another kill coming in there for Mr. Abhishek, and I think the lead is getting better and better, but BS Pros, they can come back into action. They just need 1 kill, I think.
10 seconds, 3 stars differential. They need a kill there. They are gonna try to get that kill on Mr. Abhishek. Abhishek breaks the walls, but gets a kill as well. And it looks like it's all she wrote. So Kinda Wild get their 3rd win.
Well, third win and a third. I would like to say they are playing 3 matches consecutively, best of 5 that too, and they are winning all 3 of them. I mean, I'm so happy about them, but at the same time, I'm so sad about B because I don't like B to be sad.
That is true. I have to say that in this last game, BS Bros did play pretty well. A little bit of overcommits here and there, but overall they played much better than expected, I guess. And I think that this is something that Kind of Wild probably need to look at. They were overly aggressive, and this is why the game went to like 29 stars. You usually don't see that in competitive bounty, but still really good effort by BS Bros and amazing job by Kind of Wild.
One thing for sure that BS Bros can still qualify if they beat both of their opponents. Akatsuki and Radiant, they're going to play next and they're going to play Bounty as well in the same map. What do you think would be the composition? I don't think we are going to see any troll composition from these 2 teams.
Yeah, I don't expect any troll compositions from both these teams. I expect metacoms. We might see the occasional Mortis. I would like to see Bo Nani Mortis because I like that comp a lot.
Well, yeah,
So I would like to see that.
I would love to see that as well. But to be honest, I think, yeah, a Piper pick might be there as well in the shadows because we are yet to see a Piper.
Yeah, I'd like to see a Piper pick, but the threat of having a Tick or a Sprout or any sort of thrower on the other team, it just makes it very difficult to use Piper on the map. And additionally, with a Mr. P on the other team as well being an option, it completely counters Piper. So
Mhm.
Piper is a risky pick if you're not a good Piper. If you're a Piper who lands all their shots and doesn't take as many shots incoming, it's definitely a pick for you. But Piper is very risky in the hands of somebody who isn't very experienced.
Well, absolutely. We are just waiting for the game to start, and let's have a prediction, Panda. Let's have a prediction from our chat. Chat, who do you think is going to win this one? It is between Akatsuki and Radiant, and let's see, Panda, who is going to win this one.
I want to see what the chat says.
Yeah.
Who do you feel is gonna win this, Sparrow?
Well, I have seen both the teams, and I think Akatsuki may get a better chance on this one because they played well against Carnival.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too, because from knowing them personally and from their um, performance against Kind of Wild, I feel that they definitely are probably the team to beat here. So
Yep.
let's see how that goes.
Well, for starters, I think कार्नावाल तो ऑलरेडी क्वालिफाई कर चुके हैं। यहाँ पे एक और टीम की जगह है, लेकिन 3 टीमें उस जगह के लिए यहाँ पे लड़ते हुए आपको नजर आ जाएंगी। इन 3 में से सिर्फ एक यहाँ पे कार्नावाल के साथ जाएंगी अगले राउंड में। बाकी 2 टीमें मेरे ख्याल से हमें उनको अलविदा कहना पड़ेगा काफी जल्दी।
That is true, and I can't wait for the sorry, I can't wait for the matchups. It's going to be really interesting. I
Well,
want to see. Sorry,
yes,
go
yes,
ahead.
sorry, I'm really sorry.
I want to see some really skilled gameplay. I would like to see Bonani, Mortis, but I would also like to see Piper being used because I like those risky plays. I like the ones which may or may not pay off. It's just very fun to watch and competitive.
Yeah, I would like to see that triple shotgun again sometime soon. Maybe not.
triple
Maybe not. Anyways,
triple
moving on.
shotgun, triple throwers.
Yeah,
Yes, for
triple
sure.
throwers would be awesome. I mean, let's have a Barley, let's have a Dynamite, and let's have a Tick together. That would be a perfect combination, no? Maybe not. Maybe not. Moving on, chat is going Akatsuki. I think I don't see many people chatting right now, but they are seeing Akatsuki. So, pressure is on Radiant, it seems like that.
Yes, it is true. Answering a question from chat, Thor Odinson asks, "How many trophies do I have?" I have about 32,000 trophies.
Oh, wow, that's really, really too much, actually, if you ask me, because I'm not going to say how many trophies I have.
I think you have more than me. You might secretly be
No,
Amar
no.
Jr. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm not Amar Junior, that's for sure. I would love to be, though. Moving on, just waiting for the game to start. And, chat, if you have any questions, you can also, ask us. If you want to chat with us, you can chat with us because that is what chat is for. Moving on, Jay, I mean, Jay is there, Logic Shot is there, Rahul is there, Sayam is there, Shravant is there. I think we have a lot of people who used to come, in all our tournaments. That is really amazing. I mean, Panda, I am so happy that we have this loyal community in Brawl Stars.
Yeah, I think the community is starved for competitive, and a lot of people are passionate about it. And with Relics, I kind of make sure that everybody is always hyped up about competitive. So you see a lot of people who participate in Skyesports also being from Relics, and we see a lot of familiar faces like Shravant, Amar, Hero, certain Clash as well. He's not in Relics, but
Mm-hmm.
certain Clash is another person who's very much into the competitive scene. He may not chat, but I know he's definitely there.
Well, moving on, and मेरे ख्याल से आपने जो मांगा था वो यहाँ पे मिलता हुआ, and as usual, my prediction is always correct. Piper is coming back into action, but with a tick as well, and with a Nani. But opposition की बात करें, how do you think this 8-bit is going to cope up with the pressure?
It's going to be very difficult for the 8-bit to dodge both the tick and the Nani shots. I feel that it's going to be really easy for Sprout though on the other side to land his shots against both the Piper and the Nani there. But it seems like it seems like Akatsuki are getting a lot of the stars in, getting good snipes by Gogeta, and Pain is pushing back everybody on the right lane.
Well, I think यहाँ पे 5 स्टार की लीड उनके पास है. कोई लेन चेंज करते हुए मुझे तो प्लेयर्स यहाँ पे नजर नहीं आ रहे. 8-bit ने यहाँ पे जरूर यहाँ पे लेन चेंज करने का डिसीजन लिया बिकॉज उनके सामने एक टिक थोड़ा सा भारी पड़ते हुए नजर आते हैं. बट आई थिंक एक और किल यहाँ पे पेन को मिलता हुआ आपको नजर आएगा. अर्नव को टेक डाउन करने के बाद जो स्टार्स की संख्या है वो 9 स्टार पहुंच चुकी है. रेडियंट की बात करें, दे आर येट टू गेट इवन अ सिंगल किल हियर.
Yeah, it's mostly because of the comp being used. It's very hard for 8-bit to deal with the tick, and we see finally that the 8-bit decides to swap lanes, but it's a bit too late. They're already down 13 stars to 0, and I think we will not see an 8-bit being picked in competitive. It's kind of surprising to actually see 8-bit being picked in this specific map, especially considering the fact that the guy got the new 8-bit skin, which
I think
requires you to get like a lot of wins in Power League. So
I know the answer. I think they are just flexing that skin there.
that might be the one.
I would do that if I had that skin, but I don't have 8-bit altogether. Moving on, it's not about me. It's 23-0 and a dominating victory coming in from Akatsuki. I mean, 23-0. I don't think I've seen such victory like that in the recent times.
Yeah, I think that is easily the most dominant bounty win I have ever seen in Indian competitive ever before. Um, Definitely the Mr. P did not have the effect that they wanted against the Piper because that is the direct counter to Piper. And the Apic just did not work at all.
I,
So they have to go back and change that and swap it out.
Well, I can understand that they are going to pick 8-bit. He got a really good amount of damage to his, you know, build. But at this point of time, I think he's too slow for this kind of a game.
Yeah, it's very hard to dodge. Like, okay, Piper's shots are really fast.
Yeah.
Tick has a lot of area control, and Nani's shots are kind of
So
unpredictable in a way if you're the receiving end of it. So, I think that 8-bit against these three brawlers in particular is really difficult to actually maneuver. So,
yeah, I agree with you on that. And I was surprised. The moment I saw 8-bit, I was like, "What is going to happen there?" I know who is going to win, but 23-0 is not what I was thinking about. But still, I think लेन चेंज कर सकते थे. बहुत देर लगाई वहाँ पे लेन चेंज करने में. बहुत सारे kills शुरुआत में गवा दिए थे. थोड़ा सा जल्दी, थोड़ा सा क्विक मनूवर अगर यहाँ पे करते, even though they took 8-bit, they could have done something about it.
yeah, so lane swaps are something which should have happened earlier on because if the 8-bit was on the Piper lane and had the turret up, that would be a big nuisance for both Piper and with the Sprout being along with the 8-bit on that lane, both the Piper and the Nani would have a really difficult time. So I think it was a very bad decision by the 8-bit not to use the other lane, but lane swaps are very important. People need to realize that in competitive.
Absolutely, and I'm not expecting the same composition from both the teams actually. मेरे ख्याल से दोनों ही टीमें थोड़ा थोड़ा चेंज करते हुए आपको नजर आ सकती है. But after a 23-0 victory, would they change a lane? Would Akatsuki change the lane?
Akatsuki would change the lane if, oh, I mean, you mean the comp or the lane?
Oh, sorry, composition. My bad.
Okay. I was gonna say Akatsuki would change the lane in every bad matchup that they have, but comps I don't expect any changes, and we see that there aren't any changes.
Yeah, absolutely. No changes for air side, but yeah, there is a growth here. What do you think about that, Pantha?
I don't agree. I don't agree at all. The crow pick is just very weird on this mode and especially this map.
What is going
With
on
so
with
many long
Radiant?
range brawlers, and the fact that Piper isn't banned and you're running crow is just very weird for me. It's like you want to get countered.
I mean, seriously saying, Penny and Tick are there, but at the same time, Crow is there, and Nani is just hitting those shots really, really well. Gogita is going in for the second time and using that super to destroy those walls. Those obstacles are gone. You are in a clear, Piper is going to hit those shots now. There's nothing stopping her.
Like even if Piper doesn't hit the shots, even if Nani hits one shot, then they have to move back. So clearing all these walls is very important, and both Crow and Penny just do not have the range to deal with the Piper and the Nani comp right now. It
I'm not.
doesn't matter what the tick on the other team does; it's just going to be really difficult.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tick versus tick competition, but with Piper coming in straight in the action and taking that tick down, it's a 12-2 composition. It's not working for Radiant right now. I don't know what's going on, but I think they have to figure this out really quickly because if they're going to lose this one, Akatsuki will have a really good chance to go through.
We finally see some pressure coming in from Radiant. If they're able to pressure the Piper back, they might be able to get that kill, and they still wouldn't be able to equalize,
Oh,
right? Nah. Oh my god.
Piper just keeps on getting those kills back and forth, and Tick will get a kill as well. But
I would love to play against this comp, honestly speaking, as a Piper.
well, it's a dream come true for Gogita, and he will indeed turn into a Super Saiyan because he is the star player of the game. Akatsuki, I think they got 2 wins now, and I think both of the rounds there were some really horrific picks coming in from the other team.
Horrific is an understatement. Oh man, I it's if you see the opponent running Piper, you generally don't go for something that gets countered by Piper. So I don't know why they didn't go for similar picks. If they should have gone for it, maybe a Brock would make more sense than a say of Crow, or even like going in for a Nani versus a Nani because they saw Nani coming out.
Yeah.
Even a Mortis would have been better than Crow.
Well, I am expecting Mortis in the next one now, so just wait and watch, Panda.
I want to see a Poco double tank.
Well, Poco Double Tank is ancient now.
I mean, it still always comes back. You just swap out one of the tanks with Mortis, and then you
Yeah.
have this really strong comp again.
Yeah, I call that Poco Tank Mortis, and that's a really good composition, and I think that can be useful. But not in this one. I don't think so that it would be that useful in this one. But yes, let's see what they are going to bring next. Maybe another weak brawler in front of Nani and Piper.
I mean, you never know with the sort of comps that are being chosen today.
Well, what do you think went wrong with Akatsuki? Why they picked those brawlers? I mean, what were they thinking?
Akatsuki
No, I'm
or
really sorry, Akatsuki, not Radiant. I'm talking about. What do you think went wrong with Radiant? Why they picked a Crow? When they already seen the composition in the first one.
so I feel that this might just be an example of like a team playing a lot of high ladder
Mm-hmm.
and playing the game a lot, but not playing competitive or scrimming enough.
Mm-hmm.
So while they have the ability to play brawler as well, they don't have the ability to communicate and synergize well with each other. So because they play ladder a lot, they just play whatever works for them.
Okay.
And whatever works for you on ladder will not work for you in competitive because competitive implies people picking specific brawlers for specific maps for specific metas, and you need a you need to pick the right picks, and they probably don't have enough experience in that matter.
Well, we were talking about Poco double tank, and here you go. We have a Poco, we have a tank, and we have a Brock there.
So Poco Tank with a Brock is a pretty interesting comp. I think that it's actually a really good comp coming from Radiant, but maybe just not being played as well as it could have been played.
Well, 13-0. Maybe I think they are going to break their own record, Akatsuki.
Perhaps. And it looks like they're already pushed back into the spawn, and it looks like the Jackie can't really make a move on this either the Tick or the Brock right now, and they get another kill. It's 70-0 right now.
Well, as I said, I think they are going to break their own record. It can be a well, actually, forget about that. It's 19-4 now, and Jackie is on a rampage there.
I don't know if you noticed, but German King just cycled 3 supers in a
Yeah,
few seconds.
yeah, he did exactly just that. 27-9. Oh, another gadget coming in. That was a really good shot coming in from
Uh,
German King. 29-9, it seems.
I think German King is probably running aimbot there because he isn't missing.
But he's not missing, and that's what you get when you have that kind of experience. He is a king. Even if from Germany, he's playing really, really well.
Yeah, he's a pretty funny guy. I know him personally, and he's been playing this really well. I think even Payne is playing his Mortis pick really well. But it's also the fact that Radiant don't have that synergy and communication, and they definitely need to go back to the drawing board and start scrimming more and understanding how to play competitive with each other.
Well, here you go. Another win coming in from Akatsuki, and that's it pretty much. I think it is game, set, match. And it seems like Panda, Radiant, I think they have to win the next one. But for them to qualify, they need to win 3-0, and BS Bros have to beat Akatsuki.
Yeah, so it's it's going to be very difficult for both teams to really qualify there. It's I don't know. It's just going to be a really difficult task. Akatsuki definitely. I think they've qualified, right? Or they are poised to qualify.
They just won one game, right? They need to beat BS
Okay.
Bros. Kind of well defeated all three of them. So
Right, right, right.
right now, I think Radiant got 2 losses, 0 victories. Akatsuki got 1 victory, 1 loss, and if they win against BS Bros, they are going through. But if they lose, then still, I think both of the teams have a chance.
Yeah, so I feel that Akatsuki definitely is poised to take the second spot in this group, but I would like to see some changes as well because it's always good to see a new team in the fold. So Akatsuki definitely a strong team today,
Yeah.
but let's see something new coming in from BS Pros. Maybe they might surprise us.
Well, if BS Bros defeat Akatsuki 3-0 and Radiant defeat BS Bros 3-0, that would be a tie. It seems like that.
I mean, yes, that would be a tie, but you always want to see something new. You always want to see
Yeah.
a new good team coming into the scene. So I'm just going to be hoping for some surprises today.
Well, यहाँ अगर कमेंट सेक्शन की बात करें नरूटो के बारे में बात हो रही है Akatsuki, I think they are Naruto fans as well, and I am a Naruto fan as well. So I'm going to be cheer for for Akatsuki, but I'm gonna cheer for BS Bros as well because I think they got matched they got wrecked by Kinda Wild, and I think they can play better than that. They're going to play better in this one, I think.
Yeah, I'm also a fan of Naruto because I used to watch it as a kid.
High five.
A big high five there. So yeah, I mean, I'm always going to be supporting Akatsuki. I also have friends in the team, so but I can't be biased, so I'm gonna support BS Bros. Let's go BS Bros.
Yeah, I'm supporting both. So no biasness here among the casters here. So Akatsuki versus BS Bros. This would be a really good one. I think BS Bros को थोड़ा सा हैरान कर दिया था उस कॉम्पोजिशन के साथ काइंड ऑफ वाइल्ड ने और यहाँ पे मेरे ख्याल से BS Bros अपना नेचुरल गेम प्ले दिखा पाएंगे अकात्सुकी के सामने डिपेंडिंग कि कहीं अकात्सुकी भी ट्रिपल शॉटगन के साथ शुरुआत ना करे.
I don't think Akatsuki's that sort of team that would run troll comps, but I think we might see some good matchups.
Yes.
BS Pros are taking more serious comps compared to Radiant that Radiant did, so we might see some really good matchups. And let's see how it goes. Field goal, like I said, is a very good competitive map. You see a lot of good lane synergies which pop up, and a lot of different comps can be played, so you can see anything happen. So I'd like to see something good. I
Well,
also want to see a Piper mid again.
yeah, but on this one, let's see if that's going to happen or not.
Well, it's
Uh,
not going to happen, but I would like to see it.
Well, then I would love to see, something like a Mortis. That would be really fun.
Ooh, that would be nice.
Yeah, what do you think? Piper Mortis. What else can we have in this one? Maybe a Leon can come in and do some magic.
Leon is actually really good. It's really
Yeah.
good in the meta. I wouldn't be surprised to see Leon, but
Hmm.
I think more standard picks are going to be like Nita, Sandy, Max,
B.
B maybe, yeah. So those are going to be pretty standard.
Yeah. No, I still miss Poker Double Tank on Brawl Ball. That was the OG pick in those times when I used to do World Championship. And seriously, Poker Double Tank, and they just don't even stop. They take the ball straight into the goal. That's it.
Oh, finally seeing a Rico pick. I really enjoy this.
Oh well, Rico is coming in, and 8-bit is coming in as well. And is it true or my eyes are okay? It's a Gale. It is a Gale.
Gale pick is a little bit sus, but it kind of works in this map because if you die, you can place a
It's not
you,
working.
you can place a jump pad at the spawn. So, but that's only contingent on you dying in the first place.
Well, they scored a goal. BS Bros, they need to figure out their stuff at this point of time because Akatsuki is running through them.
German King running with an amazing Rico skin. Definitely gotta respect that. Akatsuki again in a very dominating position. Gale pushing back the brawler and having a little bit of difficulty with the ball there.
Well, yes, at this point of time, Gogeta is there. The ball is still in the half of BS Bros. They need to, figure something out. They need to get some kills. They need to get the goal then because एक गोल का only deficit उनके सामने यहाँ पे हमें देखने को मिल रहा है और री को यहाँ पे आते हैं एक अच्छा उन्होंने सुपर का यूज करा 2 किल यहाँ पे मिलते हुए टीम Akatsuki को and straight away Max will go in and Payne will score his second goal of the match and एक अच्छा round एक अच्छी जीत जाती हुई Akatsuki के favor में.
And Rico got the star player, so I'm really happy about that.
Well, yes, Rico, and that Aladdin Rico. I don't remember the exact name, but he got the Jinn Kachirag there in his hand. Maybe a genie can come out of it.
That I mean, you may have Gene, you may see a magic hand. You're true. I mean, you're right. But German King played really well. He
Yes.
used all his walls and got value from every single super that he did play there. So a really good job from him and good pressure from the Sandy pick as well. So
Yeah,
I see Akatsuki having more experience in the meta, so they know what brawlers to pick and they know what brawlers generally go up against other brawler picks as well. Do not understand why Gale was being picked by
yes.
BS Pros, but let's hope that they change that and take something more
It,
stable in the meta,
yeah.
something that will help them move up.
Well, I think I don't know. Maybe they decided to go with that combination for some reason, but it didn't work out for them. I think the Sandy Super was really good. He managed to use it twice actually, and that was really good. And nobody has any replies for that. Max as well. He scored a couple of goals. Actually, I would like to say she scored a couple of goals, and that was really good.
So yeah, the Max pick was also really good. The synergy between the Max and the Rico really showed because they were able to win two lanes really fast by helping each other. and that's what this map is all about, having really good synergy. And the you would normally think that Rico would be the mid in maps like this, but actually it's a Max which is the mid here.
Yes,
And I don't think that the 8-bit pick was working for them either, because the 8-bit
yes,
is way too slow to deal with both like a sped up Rico and a sped up Max. So
yeah.
I think they're gonna go and swap it out.
Well, I think 8-bit is not really good, of a pick in this mode actually. I mean, it's a brawl ball, right? It's a football. You have to go, you have to score the goal. And 8-bit, I think, is not that good on this one, but they got to change the here. So suddenly, I can see a Daryl coming into the action there. And it's a Sandy versus Sandy. Gogeta will get healed up there, and EMZ I think she can do some wonders.
And we see already a team wipe happening. A lot of overcommits coming from Daddy Yankee, and I don't understand why the Daryl popped his gadget there. But again, that German Kane putting in a lot of pressure along with Gogeta on either lane, getting so much damage, and they missed the super, but they have so much control there.
Well, Daddy Yankee
Gogeta
saving the
getting
goal
the kill
here.
once again.
Absolutely. एक अच्छा सेव यहाँ पे हमें देखने को मिल रहा है बीएस ब्रोस की तरफ से अभी भी पीआईवाई भी कोशिश करते हैं बॉल को आगे लेके जाने की डैरल इज आल्सो देयर एंड बुशेस का अच्छा खासा यूज हमें देखने को मिल रहा है बट दे आर नॉट हैविंग एनी से इन दिस गेम बिकॉज Akatsuki is going to go in and they are going to score a goal as well.
Yeah, German King is just pulling out all the stops, getting all those supers, getting all those bounce shots, getting as much collateral damage as he possibly can. And I think BS Bros don't know what to do at all. I think they've just kind of given
What?
up because they don't know what's happening.
What is going on?
I,
They're not even trying now. I mean, straight away, Daryl सीधा सीधा वहाँ पे अपोनेंट के हाथ में गए थे दोनों प्लेयर्स जो उनके साथी थे चाहे वो सैंडी हो चाहे वो एम्स हो वो उनको कवर नहीं दे रहे थे वो बस साइड पे चले गए थे आई डोंट नो व्हाट्स गोइंग ऑन आई थिंक yes they have given up.
yeah, I think that they would probably realize that the comp that they're using isn't like, if you look at it, they have a Sandy and an Ems. Neither of them are mids. They don't have a proper mid in the map, and choosing a Daryl after going up against both a Sandy and a Rico isn't the right choice. So I think that they realized that their comp choices were not up to optimal, and then I don't think giving up is an option, but they decided to give it up.
So what do you think? All these new teams coming up, they're trying new composition. They might not even know what the meta is. They're just playing for fun. What do you want to say to those teams?
I mean, playing for fun is not a bad idea. Like,
Yes.
this is good for those sort of teams because it opens their mind to the idea that, okay, Brawl Stars isn't as straightforward as you thought it was. There are a lot of different options. There are a lot of different comps, and there are specific comps to run in specific maps. So, the best way to get good at the meta is watch competitive content creators like OG Brawl Stars or Tom or
Yeah.
whatever, and they will keep on putting out videos about what brawlers are good in the meta, what comps are good in the meta. I'd say watch competitive events. You see them on
Yeah.
Skyesports, you see them on Twitch. It's the best way to
Absolutely.
understand the meta.
Let me cut you, Panda. Please watch Skyesports Brawl Stars because the Gaming Series 6, Gaming Series 7 is going to be better. But do subscribe because you have to watch Skyesports Gaming Series 6. The coming matches are going to be awesome.
For sure, Sky definitely puts on the best matches in India. I have to 100% agree. But yes, if you want to get good at the competitive, you have to watch competitive to be good at competitive. Sometimes this practicing isn't going to be good because you won't know what optimal comps are unless you actually watch people play it.
Whoa, what just happened? We are yet to introduce the brawlers, but they managed to reach a really good stage there. But look at that speed! Look at that speed of the Mortis and the Max is coming in. But they would be taken out by Gogeta and German King.
I have to say I'm very happy with the comp choice that BS Pros have gone for. Taking very meta picks is definitely the right way. So you see right now, because they're taking meta picks, they're playing it safe and they have a better fighting chance against the other team. They're actually pushing back Akatsuki, which wasn't happening before. They might even get the goal.
Whoa.
Oh, unfortunately, they got stunned there.
Well, that was a really close call, but look at the. Oh, they're circling around. I mean, Frank is having some fun there, it seems.
Oh my god. The complete outplay by German King there, getting the trick shot goal in. And that, with a golden Mortis, that too. That is the biggest flex I've seen in this tournament.
Well, golden Mortis. I mean, I'm yet to get any golden brawlers right now.
It's fine. It's like it's a lot of like gems. I think I have three of them. I have Piper, Mortis, and Leon.
Oh, that's awesome. But Akatsuki is your winners, and Akatsuki is going, I think, with the kind of oil to the next stage.
Yes, both teams played really well. Akatsuki and kind of well was a bit of a toss-up, but I think both teams are equally good. They definitely showed their abilities against both BS Pros and Radiant, but getting to the next stage of competition might be difficult because they are going to be facing off against like way better teams as well, right? Because they're going
Yes.
to be facing off against the champions in each of the different groups.
Well, absolutely. But we have I think a match is still remaining, and that is going to be BS Bros versus Radiance to find the third one. Who will be the third? You know, in the leaderboard in Group C. That would be really interesting as well. But both these teams are new teams, Panda, Radiant, and BS Pro. So we are yet to see some magical stuff coming in from them. They are not picking the meta brawlers. They are picking what they think is the best pick. What do you wanna suggest to them?
Mm, I I mean, what I'd suggest to them is what I'd suggest to any novice competitive team. Watch watch more competitive tournaments. Understand the sort of comps people run on very high ladder. Once you realize that, then you'll be able to understand what brawlers actually work. Because right now, what is very evident by both BS Pros and Radiant is that they both do not understand what is good in the meta. So just by changing that, their quality of like the game, their teamwork and synergy will increase massively and dramatically. So just by understanding what brawlers to play on which map and which role will change that dramatically. So that's my advice.
Well, in short, grind करो जितनी आप grind करोगे जितनी आप practice करोगे उतना आपको फायदा मिलेगा. Just you know, I know you guys love Brawl Stars, and I know you love to play in competitions as well. So just keep on grinding. I am super duper happy to see you guys here. Grind करते रहो, मेहनत करते रहो, and as Panda said, watch the pro play. आई मीन वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप देखो, स्काई स्पोर्ट्स के टूर्नामेंट्स आगे आने वाले जो मैचेस होंगे उनके बारे में जानो. कौन से ब्रॉलर्स यहाँ पे प्रो टीम्स यूज कर रहे हैं, कौन से प्लेयर्स यहाँ पे कौन से गैजेट्स हैं, कौन से स्किल पावर्स हैं, कौन से स्टार पावर्स हैं, आई वुड लाइक टू से, एंड किस तरह से आप उनके यूज कर सकते हो अपने गेम में. दैट वुड बी द बेस्ट थिंग दैट यू कैन डू.
Yeah, go on Twitter, check on the Brawl community on Twitter. You see a lot of these pro players interacting with everybody in the community. They keep on posting their opinions on different metas, different brawlers. They post videos on what's good, what's not good, what is a new composition, what might be broken. So definitely join Twitter, join YouTube, follow these people on Instagram. It's very important if you want to be a much better player. Maybe you don't want to get into competitive, but I mean, everybody wants to be better just by playing, so you don't need to get into competitive. You just want to be better. Follow these guys on social media, and you will get better. I promise you.
वेल प्रैक्टिस का कोई आई थिंक आप उसको किसी चीज़ से रिप्लेस नहीं कर सकते. प्रैक्टिस इज प्रैक्टिस. जितनी आप प्रैक्टिस करोगे उतने आप बेटर होते रहोगे. बट साथ ही साथ पांडा यहाँ पे ब्रोल स्टार्स की बात करें, आई मीन इतने सारे ब्रोलर्स हैं आपके पास, इतने सारे कॉम्पोजिशंस हैं, इतने सारे गैजेट्स हैं, स्टार पावर्स आपके पास हैं, सबका कॉम्पोजिशन यहाँ पे बनाना कभी कभी ना नए प्लेयर्स के लिए इतना आसान नहीं होता. एंड आई थिंक येस इट विल टेक सम टाइम. स्ट्रेट अवे आप एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर सकते कि आप जाएंगे और आप जीत जाएंगे टूर्नामेंट्स को.
I mean, that's understandable because it's not just picking the right brawlers. Like, I feel like competitive is very different than regular ladder because one is that the meta for competitive compared to ladder is different. Secondly, the skill levels of the people playing competitive is also much higher than ladder. And finally, the teamwork between players is what matters also. So sometimes you might be up against a team in which people individually play brawlers like probably the best in India, but when it comes to a team, they don't have any chemistry at all. So that is something that people need to think about. Teamwork is what matters a lot after you get down the comp choices.
वेल वंस अगेन यहाँ पे दोनों ही टीमें आई थिंक तारा का पिक आई वाज नॉट एक्सपेक्टिंग तारा, बट हियर शी इज. एंड यहाँ पे अगर बात की जाए पीएवाईबी विद दैट 8-bit gadget, he just melted that monster there. He just melted that bot there. And first से सिंबल भी यहाँ पे स्पैम हो रहे हैं पांडा प्रो.
Yeah, so it's a very weird 8-bit gadget to be using, especially on this map. So I feel like that is also a commentary about the skill level, because as you go higher in skill, you would keep um the teleport gadget for 8-bit, not the one for more damage, because of the fact that you have much more utility for catching bolts and jumping all the way back. You can play more aggressively as an 8-bit because of that, and that would give you so much more room as a team to actually, get control. So while this is doing a great job for defending against the bot, it's not doing them any favors for uh, keeping and regaining control.
Well, in the end, अगर आपका siege आएगा ही नहीं तो आप जीतोगे कैसे? And that's why I think the gadget that you're talking about, the teleporting one, would be the better option there. But at this point of time, I think Team Radiant, they are just doing what they do best. They are getting the mid control and they are not letting it go.
Yeah, it's that not only are they getting the mid control, it's also because the Penny isn't able to land as many shots or get the turret up. So she got the turret quite late into the game, and it's already like the last bot. So the Penny didn't have any effect in the game whatsoever. And even though the Taro pick was a horrible, atrocious pick, they didn't have to worry much because the Penny just didn't give them any value whatsoever.
Well, Penny did, and she just played defensively. Both the times the bot came in, she used the turret to defend her IK turret, and I think that was too defensive coming in from Penny, and that was too defensive coming in from 8-bit as well.
Yes, I agree. No, what I meant to say is regarding the turret is that yeah, that placement was bad, so it was basically a wasted turret. Like all of the shots didn't account to much. In fact, if they just let the bot do a little bit of damage on this on the Ike, that would be way better because you could at least use the turret for regaining some amount of control or maintaining control of the mid, which they never had.
Yeah, absolutely. But कभी कभी players defensive mode में चले जाते हैं. उनको पता है यार boat आ रहा है सामने से. We just have to defend it, and they just did that. But it didn't work out for them. Moving on, I think they will learn from it. क्योंकि यार हारना, I think सब हारते हैं. हार के जीतना ही सबसे ज़्यादा important होता है. हार से सीखना ही सबसे ज़्यादा important होता है. And I think they would learn from their defeats.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, how do you improve? You look at your mistakes and you
Learn
try to
from them.
rectify them. So that's the best way to do it.
Absolutely. But looking at that, एक अच्छा गेम प्ले आपको रेडियंट की तरफ से देखने को मिला, और मैं देखना चाहूंगा आगे किस तरह से वो खेलते हैं अगले राउंड के अंदर.
Yeah, for sure. I don't agree with the Tara pick,
हम्म.
but let's see what happens. I think we might see a little bit of a comp choice change.
वेल एज वी सेड, उन्होंने मेटा पिक्स ज़्यादा नहीं लिए. अगर बात की जाए, पहले भी उन्होंने कुछ अलग पिक्स लिए थे. मेरे ख्याल से पो का पिक लिया था ब्रॉल बॉल के अंदर. दैट वाज अ वियर्ड वन एज वेल. 8-bit हमें ब्रॉल बॉल में देखने को मिल रहा था. यहाँ पे आके उन्होंने तारा का पिक लिया है. सो दीज आर नॉट जेन्युइन पिक्स, मेटा पिक्स, बट they are doing what they do best, and they are sticking to their guns, and they are playing. I am damn sure that they are enjoying themselves.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, one team is enjoying themselves, the other one is always on the defensive. But yeah, they are enjoying themselves with the comp choices. Like I like Terra. I
Yeah.
I have been known to play Terra in Heist and Siege sometimes because like why not? Sometimes you just want to get that super, want to get that triple pull on people, and that's just very satisfying. So I can understand playing Terra. I mean, there is no good reason to play Terra on Siege, but I understand it.
Yeah. वेल मूविंग ऑन, जस्ट इंतजार है अगले मैचअप का, एंड स्ट्रेट अवे यहाँ पे शुरू होता हुआ आपको नजर आ जाएगा. पिक्स की बात करें तो फिर से हमें चेंजेस यहाँ पे देखने को मिल जाएंगे. डैडी यांकी यहाँ पे एक डायनामाइट के साथ जाते हुए आपको नजर आ रहे हैं. साथ ही में 8-bit और पेनी की पिक आपको दिख जाएगी. अपोजिशन की बात करें, रेडिएंट यहाँ पे एक मिस्टर पी, जीन एंड 8-bit के साथ जाते हुए.
Yeah, Radiant is taking a pretty I like the comp that Radiant is running right now. They have way more control. The Dynamite just doesn't offer enough control for BS Bros to actually use. That being said, the Dynamite is just getting some amazing shots in right now and completely give control to BS Bros.
Well, that's what Dynamic is there for. But, still, to be honest, I think this turret would be a really important one for Team BS Pros, because अगर ये ज़्यादा देर तक टिकती है, ये just mid control है, बहुत important है. But at the same time, I think, Radiant के 8-bit के पास भी उनकी turret available है, and मैं देखना चाहूँगा उनको कब और कहाँ use करा जाता है.
I feel like the 8-bit turret for Radiant is going to stay up for way longer just because they don't have to deal with the Mr. P. So again, Bonfire is not putting down his turret, which is not giving them that sort of mid control that they want. Again, Daddy Yankee gets taken out almost immediately, and I think we will see that 8-bit using his the gadget just to get
Whoa.
as much damage. It's always impressive to see that damage, though.
Yeah, seriously saying, first time जब ये gadget आया था, I was like, yeah, oh my god, 8-bit, he is going to be unbeatable now. But by time I realized that this can be beaten, but still, I think it's BS Pro's game. If they can get the last siege, they are going to win.
Yeah, we just need a few good pulls from Dragon Warrior and we're basically set. They have so much of control right now, Radiant, and BS Pro is just not able to make any dents there. I guess those are a few lucky shots by Daddy Yankee getting those kills early on in the game. Got them the control, but they couldn't hold on to it. And
Well,
it
hey,
looks like this game is also going to go to Radiant.
Well, here you go. Radiant winning this one. A beautiful, beautiful fight coming in from them. शुरुआत में लगा था कि यहाँ पे BS Plus would make a comeback, but no, it is Radiant once again winning another battle.
Yes, for sure. And a lot of celebrations from both Radiant and BS Bros. I
Why
think
not?
they're both having a lot of fun. So
Yeah, why not? I mean, Brawl Stars is fun. I mean, look at that. Daddy Yankee, still these players keep on surprising us, Panda, haven't they?
yes, and I guess it's surprising because of the conviction with which they go for these brawler choices, I guess. But that being said, I mean, they are having fun. They've reached here at the stage of Skyesports tournaments and gaming series, so why wouldn't you celebrate, right?
Yeah, why would you not? But I still believe जो कल का ग्रुप है ग्रुप टी जो शाम को 7 बजे खेला जाएगा वो बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग है बिकॉज कुछ अमेजिंग टीम्स वहाँ पे खेलते हुए आपको नजर आएंगी.
Oh my God, the teams tomorrow are going to be insane. We have FA tryhards and we have NOSkillzZz. Both teams competed at the monthly finals in this month that just completed, so we have some powerhouses to see tomorrow, and they're both in the same group, so we're going to see some really good games. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, me too. I'm really really excited for tomorrow as well. So मजा आएगा कल का दिन बट आज का दिन मैं देखना चाहूंगा क्या यहाँ पे रेडियंट खत्म करेंगे एक और जीत के साथ या फिर बीएस प्रोस कम बैक करते आपको नजर आएंगे.
Mm, I always like a good underdog story, so I want I want BS Bros to come back. So
Yeah,
let's see what happens.
I want them to come back and I would love to see कि I think आप उनको पेनी को अलग करना चाहिए. I still feel that healing meta would be really good on this one, but let's see what they are going to pick.
Yeah, triple healer is always a good comp choice here, where you run Penny, Byron, or I think Byron might be banned by most of the people. So Penny, Poco even, and Jean. Those are really good comps. Jean also with his magic puffs heals quite a lot. So
Well, I don't think there are any bans per match. I think there are only two bans in this competition. That is going to be Rufus and Stu, if I'm not wrong.
oh, if that's the case, then I don't know why people aren't running
Yeah,
Byron.
I'm
Byron's a
yet to
really
see
good
Byron.
pick.
I am
I'm
yet,
so,
believe me, Panda, I'm yet to see Byron from last two
I,
days.
I I just assumed that Byron was banned
Yeah, me too.
by people.
Yeah, I still wonder why we are yet to see Byron because I feel like Byron is the strongest brawler right now.
No, no, no. Byron is not the strongest brawler right now, but
Okay.
he is definitely a good choice in this the maps which are there today. He is a
Hmm.
good choice for both the maps which were there today.
Yeah.
So it's surprising not seeing Byron, especially with the healing meta. You could run Byron, Pam, and Jean, and you'd have so much of healing. That would be insane.
Yeah, that would be really insane because I say Byron is the most strongest because I think that Byron is the strongest in my account.
Oh, okay. I see. I see. I see.
I think I have some affection towards Byron, that old man. Moving on, I think we're just waiting for the final match to come in. If it's the final one, let's see what Radiant is going to pick. Let's see what PS Bros is going to pick because they are taking their time. Maybe they are going to completely change the composition here.
If we predict the choice, the comps that they're gonna run,
I don't
we
think
should
we can.
probably go and buy a lottery ticket because I'm never gonna be able to predict this.
Yeah, I mean, they picked a Dynamite, and I was like, I would never be able to pick Dynamite in this one.
Yeah, I mean, Dynamite, you could run a thrower, but just not Dynamite. I think Barley on the one lane could work. Maybe a tick could work, but just not Dynamite. Dynamite does not offer area control. You have to be really good, like probably the best Dynamite in the world to be able to do that. But I mean, if you're just a novice, it's not a good idea.
Well, let's see what they're going to pick next. We have been seeing some amazing picks here. We saw like Tara pick on this map. That was something crazy that I was not expecting. So maybe I think we should leave prediction game and just wait for the game to start.
I mean, we didn't predict a triple shotgun, so that also happened.
Well, a lot happened today. Some, amazing picks we saw. And I think if you have a look at the chat section here, I mean, yeah, they are also surprised to see all this stuff. But Prototype is suggesting Penny, 8-bit, and Barley. What are your thoughts on that?
Um, I think 8-bit and Barley can work. I don't think Penny would work. I think I would swap out Penny for like a Piper or a Brock or even a Crow.
Well, if you're talking about Crow, we already saw Crow as well. But here you go. It is Ems, if I'm not wrong. Yes, it is Ems coming in with a 8-bit and a Jessie. So, interesting composition there.
I think this is a much stronger comp coming from BS Pros. I really like it compared to the previous comps that they were running. And Radiant running with the Poco Gene, which gives him double heal, and with the Max for a bit of control. Both the comp choices are pretty decent. I wouldn't say the best, but I'm impressed by both teams at least picking better comps.
So there you go. Ems coming in straight away, attacking with her bolt, with her bot there. But a lot of damage already been dealt. 62% already in the first siege.
Ems has been buffed in the recent, I mean, in this new meta and the balance changes. So its star power does a lot more damage now. And as you see, she just melted Jean as well and did a lot of damage to the safe as well. But you see a lot of jump pads being used, which isn't really common to see in competitive. So these teams are definitely out to have a lot of fun. So that's really good to see.
Well, indeed, they are having some fun, but right now it is, I think, uh, they're looking really good straight away coming in. Another board coming in, another siege coming in, and it seems like Radiant is not, doing well. But look at that pull coming in from Dragon Warrior.
A pull command from Dragon Warrior is good, and this this Jessie turret isn't going to do as much damage, but they have got the bot down to 55%, the Ike down to 55%, so that's a really good sign for BS Pros. They just need to hold on to control, and they have this game in the bag.
I wonder why Radiant players are not coming into the center now. They're just holding their own.
They aren't able to come to the center because of just the amount of control being offered by both the Ms and the 8-bit turret.
Well, it seems like
Oh my
BS
god.
Pros, they are looking to win this one with another purple monster coming in, a level 10 siege bot. It just seems like that they just wrecked Radiant with this composition.
Oh yes, for sure. I don't think Radiant expected to be wrecked this hard.
Yeah, but let's see what they're going to do next. Because look at the spinning coming. Look at the spin coming in from 8-bit.
Yeah, I think Radiant wants to probably just end this in the next game instead of prolonging it to a fifth game. So we're gonna see them come with some serious comps, maybe some really aggressive plays. So let's see how it goes.
Well, let's see. Let's find out. I'm just waiting for the next comp to come in because it's Radiant. They already won a couple of rounds. They just need to win one, but then suddenly BS Pros comes in. They win the next round, and it's open again. Let's see who is going to get this win because I think both are new teams and both would love to end the tournament with a win.
I mean, for sure. I mean, who wouldn't want to win? So I think we're gonna see way more serious teams. It's not gonna be like the first two games. BS Bros has finally shown Radiant that hey, we're down to business. We're coming to play, and I think Radiant also understands that. So they're also probably gonna take something serious and play something serious as well. So let's see a really good competitive fourth game.
Well, I think we are going to expect the same composition from PS Bros, and maybe Radiant would love to have a change there.
Yeah, I think BS Pros are probably going to be really happy with the way that comp worked out because they played really well and they had so much control. So I wouldn't see any changes from BS Pros, but Radiant uh, has been known to take better comp choices than BS Bros, so we might see some swaps there. We might see a Crow coming out, maybe who knows, even a Colette just to counter the 8-bit because Colette does soft counter the 8-bit as well. So we might see a bit of that happening.
You know what I would love to see? I would love to see a mirror composition there and let there be too much EMZ perfume.
Ooh, that would be nice to see.
Well, just waiting for the match to start, and here you go. It is coming, but it is not a mirror composition in any sense possible because both teams are going to have a change. And if I'm not wrong, Surge is coming in, 8-bit is there, EMZ is there. But if you talk about Radiant, 8-bit is coming in, Mr. P with a Penny. Let's see how they're going to play.
Good comp choices from BS Bros. I don't agree with the penny pick. Oh man, the end is still using that turret. I mean, the jump pad gets a kill on the 8-bit because of the new star power changes. And wow, collateral damage from Dragon Warrior getting the kill on the 8-bit there. And BS Bros are gonna go in the offensive there. Daddy Yankee not committing too much, just gonna stay back. And I think they are understanding that maybe holding on to control will afford them the win in this game.
Wow. I mean, look at the Amar there. I mean, he was jiggling, he was making sure that none of the shots hit him. But in the end, a good composition, a good team up coming up from Malik and PIYB, and
I
they
don't
managed to
think
kill that.
I don't think BS Burrows realized that the penny placed a turret on the bottom right, and it's eating away at the safe. Look at the ike damage. It's going
Whoa,
68, 63.
what?
They haven't realized.
Well, I'm yet to realize that as well. And look at that. They are just doing a ton of damage there. I mean, 42% there. That is something interesting. I mean, the only time I, saw a team winning without even getting a siege bot in, and that was in World Championship.
Yeah, that was unexpected. I mean, like I said, these teams both lack experience, so these type of strategies don't actually generally work in competitive, and these strategies don't usually work for both teams, right? The team using it and the team it's being used against. So it's surprising to see it being used and successfully being used to that extent. Getting it down to 34% damage is just a lot.
Well,
So
yeah.
not only do BS Bros have to make up that difference in damage, they also have to somehow get the bot and make sure that they're able to move up, and it's just going to be really difficult. 14 seconds left with an 8-bit defending. Let's see if they can manage this.
I think they can do it. I think they are pushing it too hard right now, and they are indeed going to win this one.
Wow.
Well, in the nick of time as well. Once again to go, and here you go. BS Bros coming in, winning another round, and here we go, going to the final match of this day.
BS Bros played it really well, but I have to say that I was surprised that nobody noticed the penny just going down, doing its own business, having a nice little skip to the bottom of the map, placing the turret, and getting a nice chunk of 65% damage there.
Well, seriously, saying, another 10 seconds, another 15 seconds, that IKEA turret would have been roasted.
Yes, and that was just the sneakiest penny play that I've seen.
Well, I would love to see that more, but maybe they picked Penny for just that.
Yeah, perhaps. I don't know if they thought that is going to work at all because I think they might be equally surprised. Like, hey, it's actually working somehow.
Well, moving on, I think in the end, BS Bros managing to win that one, and what a comeback from their side. I mean, they was 2-0 down, and they managed to pull back another couple of them.
Yeah, it's always good to see a good comeback, and uh, after the amount of spins that we saw from Radiant, it's always you know good to give a little BM
Uh,
back, a little bit
I
of
can I
taste
can
of your own medicine.
I can spin as well. See, I'll spin. But that is not going to work for me because I think यहाँ पे हमें एक बहुत ही solid matchup देखने वाला है काफी जल्दी. Jokes apart, guys, I'm really bad at spinning. It seems like that.
Hey, that's a good thing. You don't spin.
Moving on, let's see. Yeah, I would love to ask the audience what do they think. I think BS Bros with their new combination, they are looking really good. They're looking really strong. But at the same time, I think you know Radiant can make a comeback as well. I mean, we have seen it was a close game. It was not one-sided at all. So let's see if Radiant can make a comeback. They just need to get the mid control, which they are not able to get from last couple of rounds.
So this exact situation is why I say that scrimming is important. So right now, BS Bros don't really understand the game mechanics for competitive as much as say the other competitive teams like No Skills, FA Tryhards, or Timekeeper Esports. But because they've been playing against a lot of different teams today, they've kind of come to a comp that they're comfortable with, which works on the map. And this is why scrimming for competitive is really
Yes.
important. You try to fine tune the strategy, you try to fine tune the comps which work, and that's exactly why people need to scrim more.
Well, here you go, same composition here. I think they have a mirror composition finally. Both the teams are going with the 8-bit Surge and EMZ.
Yes, but I feel like the positioning of Arnab as the M's on the other team is much better. Malik just loves using those jump pads, and it just isn't paying out for him. Arnab using the M's way better, and also using the positioning. He's on the right lane, and getting the right matchups that he wants to get. Daddy Yankee bullying the M's on the top left, but there is a siege bot which is getting some damage on the BS Bros Ike right now. BS Bros are on the back foot, and they don't have the control of the mid, which Radiant does have.
Well, at this point of time, you know, it's just amazing chaos happening in this map. Everyone is killing someone at some point of time. But अभी के लिए अगर लीड की बात करते हैं तो मेरे ख्याल से जो लीड है वो रेडियंट के फेवर में जा रही है बिकॉज अभी उनके पास 5 वोल्ट जा चुके हैं.
So not only do Radiant have 5 bolts, they also have like a very aggressive turret spawn, and they also have mid control. So it's just very difficult for BS Bros to come back from this, and I think it'll take all their ability, skill, and effort just to be able to regain mid control, which doesn't seem likely at this point.
Well, at this point of time, Radiant is looking good. You know, this is a sort of comeback that I was looking for. 58% damage left to the BS boss, BS Bros IKEA turret. And what do you think, Panda? What is going to happen? They have the mid control now, and they are spamming some dislike symbols as well.
Yeah, it looks to be in the bag for Radiant, and I think the biggest interaction which actually changed the tide of the game was when Malik used the jump pad to jump into 3 people, and he died. After that, it was perpetually 2v3, and every single time one person died, the other person respawned. So since then, since that one kill on Malik at the start, BS Bros just haven't had that sort of pressure that they want to have.
Well, here you go, another good win coming in. But kudos to BS Pros. They managed to have a really good comeback. But Jessie यहाँ पे mirror composition आता है. Radiant again coming in with the victory, and finally they will go home with a victory under their bag.
Yeah, commiserations to BS Bros. They played really well. They almost made a reverse sweep happen, but finally we saw that Radiant decided to pull it out of the bag, and finally decided that okay, we're not going to let them do the reverse sweep. We're going to win.
Well, seriously saying, it was a really good day. Especially अगर यहाँ पे बात की जाए kinda wild, they were really really good. But in the end, Radiant they were having fun, and I think we had fun with them.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun watching this last set because it's both teams figuring out what they need to do, and that was something that's always good to watch, especially from the perspective of an esports organizer or a caster. It's always good to see people learning.
Yes, it's always good to see people trying their level best as well, and I think these people they are trying their level best. So good luck to Radiant for the next tournament. Good luck to BS Bros for the next tournament. I would love to see them again in Gaming Series 7. But as far as competition is concerned, I think kinda wild. They are looking kinda wild, and Akatsuki as well. I am excited to see them in the coming rounds as well.
For sure, kind of well and Akatsuki definitely put up a really good display today. They are going to have difficult matchups for sure coming up in the next stages of the competition, but if they do as well as they did today, we will see some really great matches. But I can't wait to see what's coming in tomorrow.
Yeah, me too. Kind of well with 3 wins, 0 losses. What a brilliant day they had today. एक और चीज यहाँ पे पांडा back to back उनके matches थे, and back to back they've just managed to win every single one of them.
Yeah, it was interesting because the first matchup was definitely the hardest matchup for them, and Some teams they get fatigued mentally after like a really difficult game, so they don't perform. But kind of well is like, nah, that's not us. We will just come back and we will just keep playing one game after the other, and they just kept on getting better and better.
सीरियसली सेइंग ग्रुप सी यहाँ पे इसी के साथ समाप्त होता हुआ आपको नजर आएगा। अब बारी है सिर्फ हमारे आखिरी ग्रुप की, जो कल खेला जाएगा शाम को 7 बजे। ग्रुप डी, उसमें कुछ अमेजिंग अमेजिंग की टीम्स आपको यहाँ पे देखने को मिल रही हैं, एंड उसमें कुछ कमाल के प्रो प्लेयर्स आपको देखने को मिलेंगे।
For sure. I know you guys are going to be really excited for tomorrow's matchups. It's world-class matchups tomorrow, so I'm really excited. I can't wait to be there.
Well, talking about world-class matchups, it's Heisenberg, Quincy Crew, tryhards, and NOSkillzZz who are going to go, really solidly tomorrow, because दो टीमें ही क्वालिफाई करेंगी, दो टीमें घर जाएंगी, एंड आई डोंट नो कौन सी वो दो टीमें होंगी जो अगले स्टेज पे जाएंगी और खेलेंगी स्काई स्पोर्ट्स गेमिंग सीरीज 6 फॉर अ मैसिव प्राइस पुल ऑफ 2 लाख रुपीस।
Yeah, it's up for grabs. It's all these teams are really good, so I wouldn't be able to predict it, and I don't want to predict. I want to be surprised.
Well, yeah, prediction is a kind of a thing that you don't want to be wrong, and I don't think we can predict in this one. So let's just hope for the best. Let's just wait for tomorrow and let's see who's going to win and who's going to go home.
For sure.
मूविंग ऑन, आई थिंक आज के लिए हमने बहुत ही अमेजिंग मैचेस देखे। काइंड ऑफ वाइल्ड काफ़ी अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस करके चली गई है अगले राउंड के अंदर। अकात्सुकी ने भी बहुत शानदार प्रदर्शन यहाँ पे हमें करके दिखाया। दे आर इन द नेक्स्ट राउंड एज वेल, बट बीएस ब्रोस आई थिंक वो भी अच्छा खेले, बट आई थिंक उनके लिए यहाँ का सफ़र अभी ख़त्म होता है। सेम फॉर रेडियंट, उनके लिए भी यहाँ तक गेमिंग सीरीज 6 का जो सफ़र है वो ख़त्म होता आपको नजर आएगा। पांडा, इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, दिस इज योर फर्स्ट टाइम कास्टिंग फॉर स्काई स्पोर्ट्स, व्हाट डू यू फील?
It's a big opportunity. I mean, it's a great pleasure working with Skyesports, and I really appreciate you guys. It's really professional. The production's really great, and I mean, I could just keep on complimenting you guys, but I think you get the gist of it. You guys are amazing.
I think, Pata, you are the OG, Brawl Stars. What should I say? Should I say, OG player, or should I say, the OG Brawl Stars guy who just, Sky Sports needed to
I
explain the
am not
guys?
OG at all. I came into the scene in the middle, but thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Panda, for joining us. Here you go, guys. आज का दिन, I hope आप सबको मजा आया होगा। मैं हूँ स्पीरो, मेरे साथ थे पांडा। कल मिलेंगे आपको अब 7 बजे। तब तक के लिए टेक केयर, पीस आउट।
See you guys. Thank you so much.